to it because we've got a lot to get to. I want to start with football, U of A football. And I want to preface this as I like to try to find the positives. I'm going to try to find the positives in what I'm seeing right now at U of A football fall camp. I want to focus on the positives, okay? The problem with fall camp is that with every positive, there's generally a negative that goes along with that, okay? Because you've got a team that's competing against itself, right? So when one side does really, really well, that means the other side may not be doing very well. And that's just the reality of fall camp. That's why you really can't make a whole lot of massive opinions and things until you get to games against actual competition. And something came up, and college sports is evolving in this new era that we're in with revenue share and all of this. And this is something that came up earlier this week. And a lot of leagues have gone to the injury reports and making that information available during game weeks. It's something that's kind of been, flimsy up and down in the past here. There was a time when Rich Rodriguez would put out a injury report, but not everybody was putting out injury reports and that kind of thing. The Big Ten and the SEC has moved to this. There's rumors that the Big 12 may be moving closer to having some type of injury designation weekly for players, which I think in football, you absolutely have to have it. You have to have it because injuries are such a major part of the game of football. There are guys absent right now. There were guys, and we talked about this last year. There were guys absent last year. A whole lot of guys were absent last year. There are guys absent now that are not practicing who you think are going to be major pieces to this puzzle for the Arizona Wildcats. And so that's one of the things as we go into this new era. I think college football, and somebody put out a tweet today. I believe it was Aaron Torres who covers. He's a U of A backer, and he put out something that we've been talking about for a long time, and that there needs to be more transparency. There needs to be more transparency in college football because it's still very buttoned up. It's still very secretive, and I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense in this new era that we're in, especially when college football is moving so much closer to professional football, and professional football is completely wide open for training camp. And we talked about that earlier in this week, how, you see all the videos, you see these videos of the team sessions, and you see guys throwing touchdown passes and that kind of thing. And you see guys, mucking up drills. Like there was some drill earlier this week where Caleb Williams couldn't even throw the ball into the hole in the net. There's just a lot more out there. For NFL football, there's a lot more to talk about with NFL football where things are still very buttoned up in college football. Practices are not open currently for the Arizona Wildcats. You can't go watch practice for the Arizona Wildcats right now. They'll have something maybe towards the end of training camp. There's a meet and greet, I believe, next Saturday. I think that's just a meet and greet. I don't know if folks are going to be allowed to come to practice that day. But, again, things are still very buttoned up in college football. And we need to begin to get away from that, I think, as we move into this new revenue sharing era. But, again, it's got to be uniform. Everybody's got to be doing it. You can't have one team opening up practice and other teams aren't opening up practice. I thought Aaron Torres made a great point today where he said, we're missing an opportunity to promote this game because it's hard to get excited about it. It's hard to get excited about it when you don't really know what's going on, right? You can't go to practice. You can't watch it. You can't form an opinion on what your team looks like. It's tough right now. So I want to focus on the positive, and the positive continues to be the same today. Like if you asked me who's winning practice, DK, is the offense winning, is the defense winning? Every single practice, there's been 8 practices. Every single one of those 8 practices, I think I would have told you the defense is winning right now. That's the positive. The defense is kicking ass. They are. Danny Gonzalez, Joe Salavea, Josh Bringle, Chip Viney, Brett Arcee. They've got those guys kicking the first team and the second team offense's ass through the first 8 days of practice. That's the positive. That's the positive. Because, again, we'll go back to what we said. We didn't know. There's a lot of people that didn't really know whether this defense was going to be any good. And we still don't really know whether this defense is going to be any good because, again, it's fall camp and they're playing against themselves. But that's the positive right now. The first team offense continues to kick the first team offense's ass. That's been the consistent takeaway from every single practice that I've been to, and it continued today. Now, take that for what it's worth. That's awesome. That's awesome for the first team defense. It's not awesome for the first team offense, which was horrible today. Horrible. I can't say it any better than that. They were terrible today. And that has to be, and again, it's early. I don't want to, see, I thought I was not going to get jacked up, but I did. But they got a lot of work to do. That first team offense has a lot of work to do. And they still got 3 weeks. They got 3 weeks to the first game to get it figured out. The positive is the defense looks great. They look absolutely great right now in fall camp. If I had to say the other positive that I took away from today, and again, every positive comes with a negative. When you're talking about fall camp and your team playing against itself. The other positive I'm taking from today was the backup quarterback, Braden Locke. He was really, really good today. He was really, really good today because one of the things we've not seen a whole lot of in this fall camp is touchdowns. I'd like to see more touchdowns. And Braden Locke did a pretty good job of putting the ball in the end zone today. So that is a positive. That's my other positive takeaway from fall camp today was Braden Locke was on it. Especially in the team segments. He threw touchdown passes to a multitude of dudes. He threw a touchdown pass to Rex Haynes, who, again, we talked about Rex Haynes yesterday. Rex is looking good. Is that going to translate into the season? Because Rex looked good last year in fall camp. He threw a touchdown to Devin Hyatt. Devin Hyatt played a lot last year. Is Devin Hyatt going to be able to translate that into the regular season? Let's hope so. He threw a touchdown pass. This kid might be the most impressive of the receivers so far, and that's Brandon Phelps. Brandon Phelps. Brandon Phelps caught a touchdown pass from Braden Locke today. He looks good. He has looked good the entire camp. 6'3", redshirt freshman. Again, I've mentioned his name. I think I mentioned it yesterday or the day before. Out of ALA Gilbert North, one of the American Leadership Academy schools. Brandon Phelps looked good again today. I think he caught, in fact, he caught one TD. Who else? There was one more. Isaiah Mazzell caught a touchdown pass. So Braden Locke put the ball in the end zone to a multitude of guys. That was the other positive from fall camp today. If you asked me, DK, which quarterback was better today? Braden Locke was better than Noah Fafita. And the problem, I think, also with fall camp in college is a lot of times you go with your team. Like if you're the second team guy, you're playing with the twos. And the NFL will see a lot of mixing. How many times have we talked about, and you've heard them talk about, well, Jacoby Brissett ran with the one. Jacoby Brissett is the backup for the Cardinals. He got some first-team reps today. They mix up the reps more in the NFL than they do in college football, where you tend to have the ones with the ones and the twos with the twos and the threes with the threes and so forth. So that's the flip side of this. Braden Locke looked good today, but he's playing against the twos. He's playing against the two defense. He's not playing against that first defense. I'd like to maybe see Braden Locke get a few snaps with the first offense, with that first unit, to see if maybe he can do some of the same things that we saw him do today with the second team offense against the second team defense. But so far they haven't been. Now they've intermixed some other, they intermix in the other positions. We've seen, guys on the second team line roll with the ones. We've seen some of the second receivers and tight ends roll with the ones, but they have not intermixed the quarterbacks yet in that respect. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe, maybe not. But my top takeaways from today, the first team offense continues to be very, very good. And Braden Locke was passing the ball on the money today with the number 2 team. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Practice number 9 will be tomorrow night at the stadium.
Hopefully.
Under the lights. Hopefully, yeah. We've had 2 scheduled practices at the stadium that have not happened. The first one was weather-related. The second one was more of the way they wanted to roll practice and get in a few more team drills. So they decided not to have that in the stadium. They had decided to have it on the field. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night. Today was an interesting practice just from the standpoint. It was a lot of instruction. A lot of instruction. It wasn't as much high in tempo, intensity in the individual drills. They were doing a lot of coverage stuff today, working on their spacing, where they're supposed to be. There's a lot of teaching. That's the other positive I'll take away from today's practice is there was a lot of positive teaching going on, which is what you want to see starting the second week of camp. Offense, though, has to be better moving forward.
I disagree. I don't think people out there need to go to practice because you just laid it all out. So they're good.
There you go. To
the point of conferences releasing injury information, the SEC and Big Ten have done it, and the ACC will do it this year. So that makes the Big 12 the only major power conference that doesn't. Now, a lot of this is driven not by media personalities' needs to know who's going to be on the field on Saturday, DK, but because of bookies needing to set lines, right? Because it's become so much more prevalent. So a big impetus for the conferences making the decision to have a 24-hour, 48-hour injury report prior to Saturday football games is just so that everybody's on the same page and everybody understands who's going to be out on the field.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's part of it. But that's that's where we're living. We're living in that element right now. So and that's why I think it's got to be more like professional football. That's one. I mean, there's a lot of elements I think where it needs to be more like professional football. I'd love to see, because again, the other aspect of how college football works is there's no preseason, there's no games, and Dion brought this up. I thought it was a great idea. I've talked about it at length, I think, for a number of years. I'd like to see, especially in the spring, I'd like to see more opportunities in the spring where you bring in a team and scrimmage against another school. And I think we see and I don't know if they've done it as much this year in the NFL because I think they did. I know the Browns will play the Panthers tonight, and they've actually been down in Carolina for the last few days practicing practicing against the Panthers. And we've seen that a lot in the NFL in recent years. I remember when I covered the NFL back at the beginning of the decade, we went to one year we went to Erie to practice against the Bills in Erie, Pennsylvania, or actually I think that might have been I forget who we went there to practice. And I know one year we went to Erie. Another year we went to St. Francis College up in New York to practice against the Bills. And so, yeah, I mean, you have these instances where you get teams practicing together. I'd love to see that in college football. Bring in another school and run a couple days of practices against that so you can get a real good feel of what your team is not playing against themselves. And I think we need to get more towards that element of the National Football League in college as well. And I think it would just be it would grow the game. It's all about growing the game. And I think that the suggestion that I've made is the spring. Like spring, I think that I said this like 10 years ago. We should create a spring jamboree that involves NAU, U of A, ASU, bring all the high school, college, all the high school teams, bring all the youth football teams. You could move it around the state, have it in Flagstaff one year, have it in Tempe one year, have it in Tucson, and just create a major spring football weekend where all we do is ball. And then, you have the three schools, and if you didn't want to put U of A against ASU in drills, the two teams could play NAU, could team up. You could have U of A's first team against NAU's first team, and you could do it that way. I think that would go so much to grow the game of football. Here in the state of Arizona.
The problem to me, DK, for the longest time, for my whole lifetime, 50 years, is the idea that the sanctimony of college student athletes always trumped any other decision-making. But here we are on the cusp of revenue sharing, where you're going to have student-athletes be considered employees. And I think that change is going to happen a lot faster. I mean, we've been seeing that slow-moving rock for our entire lifetimes, DK. But how much has changed the college landscape in just the last 5 years? I would not be surprised to see spring. You're talking about spring games, something like that intramural, between two colleges. Why not? Because we're in an era where the idea of the student athletes' time and their, valuable study time and all of that, like all of these norms have just been ripped up in the last 5 years. So change is on the horizon. It wouldn't be surprising to me to see every single league mandatory injury reports a couple of days before and having some kind of cumulative coming together of programs, maybe not within the state, but any kind of public situation where two different teams can play against each other as opposed to the ones and the ones, as you just said.
520-848-1290. A lot to get into. Mercury and Fever last night. It was not much of a game, and some big injury news that came out of that one that pertains to one of the biggest stars to ever play here at the University of Arizona. We'll dive into that next. It is Dragon Ball. He'll be with you, telling you everything happening in Southern Arizona this weekend. Right now, he's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. A couple accidents around town, both possible injuries. First, over at South 12th Avenue and West Irvington Road. All directions slowing down right there at the intersection. Another slowing over on Grant Road. The crash there at East Grant Road and North Rosemont Boulevard. For your weather at 106 degrees, and we're going to stay that way for pretty much the entire afternoon until we finally start cooling off out of the hundreds by 8 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right. What's right? What the singing people just said.
Gary, you have your earbuds in. I don't know what you're hearing.
Oh, this.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
Hi, guys. What's right? That I have my earbuds in. No, you don't.
We were listening to the singing people.
Maybe I should go out and come back in again.
It's the thing about how we arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, right. It's the Alaskan AC guarantee, so people aren't left waiting for a repairman. Don't we have singing people for that? Yes. Here, use my earbuds. Gross.
Just play it, Gary.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
I know, right?
Right. I'm glad we had this meeting.
AlaskanAC.com.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The back-to-school deals at Kohl's are so good, it'll feel like spoiling yourself. With 20% off the stuff your kids will actually wear, like jeans, tees, sneakers, and more. You can do it all without overdoing your budget. See? Sometimes parents get spoiled too. Head to Kohl's or Kohls.com to start the year off right for less. Select styles. Coupon ends August 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
ABC Water and Air, your local comfort experts. Proudly serving Tucson and surrounding areas with HVAC and plumbing services you can trust. Fast, affordable, and reliable. Got a breakdown? They guarantee service within 24 hours. From AC tune-ups to plumbing inspections and duct cleaning, they've got you covered. Ask them about their True Tune-Up Gold Package. It's more than just a checkup. Call 520-812-1597 or visit abcwaterair.com. ABC Water and Air, always bringing comfort.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Alyssa Thomas of the Phoenix Mercury was trying to make some history last night. She'd already had back-to-back triple-doubles, the third time that's happened in her career. Nobody else had done that in WNBA history. Could she make it 3 triple-doubles in a row?
Copper wanting that baseline, going right at McDonald. Great hands. AT looking to mop up. Great footwork and the kiss off the glass. Savali pushing forward. Well, how about AT giving herself some space?
She and Harlan just been talking. AT steps right into the passing lane.
This crowd is going nuts. Double-figure lead. Alyssa Thomas, who had a career-high 32 against Indiana when these teams met at the end of July, doing her thing, and looks to score by using the glass on the other side. AT, mid-range, glass, you bet. Back rim and off, up for grabs, AT. Finding Matt. Matt finishes! 9 on the shot clock, the high pick, Bonner. Picks up the dribble, gets it right back. 2-player game! AT and Bonner! Wow!
Indiana going to the zone.
There it is! And look at AT!
Alyssa Thomas, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, a third consecutive triple-double in a game that was not close in the least. 95-60. The Mercury absolutely blow out the Indiana Fever at the PHX Center, PHX Arena in Phoenix. First WNBA player to ever record 3 straight triple doubles. That is Alyssa Thomas. I watched about 2.5 quarters of the game last night, and then it kind of got out of hand. I got involved in some other things, but it was easy to watch it. You know, I was at my I wasn't watching, didn't try to watch it on my TV. at home. I was here at the office where sometimes things take a long time to like I mentioned the other day, come up on my TV. But, calling it up on my Prime Video at my desk, it was relatively easy to do.
Time to get you a new Roku.
Maybe that's probably what I need there, J-Dub. Yeah, great game. I want you to hear after the ball game, Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner spoke at length just about the being back on the same team with each other. For if those of you that don't know, Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner are a couple. They are engaged to be married. They play together with the Connecticut Sun last season. Alyssa Thomas came here to play in Phoenix. Dewana Bonner initially went to play at Indiana. They are now back playing on the same team, and they have both played extremely well of late for this club, with Bonner coming off the bench primarily for this team and playing 24 minutes last night. She was 7 of 16, scored 23 points and grabbed 7 rebounds off the bench. Did Dewana Bonner. Let's hear from Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner after a 95-60 win over the Indiana Fever last night.
Super grateful for my teammates tonight and allowing me to go after that. But yeah, I'm just super happy to be here. Super grateful for all the support, the fan base, and we're just going to continue to do us.
E.T., did it feel fitting that 10th assist went to Dewana?
Definitely. I mean, we've played together for a while. There's been a lot of, passes to her, but I mean, she was wide open in that moment, and I knew she was going to knock it down.
How does it feel to just get a triple double?
Right. Let me know.
Honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't say there's a feeling. I've always, prided myself on trying to be an all-around player, and I just go out there and take whatever the game gives me.
But it feels better than a double-double, right?
Definitely. Not many people can say they've gotten a triple-double, so definitely better than a double-double.
Just how awesome was it to do it at home in front of this awesome crowd?
Amazing. I mean, the X Factor, they're an amazing fan base. It's great to be on this side of it. Super hard to play here when you're on the other side, but I'm super grateful for them. All the support that they're giving me in my first season here, super appreciated.
What do you think has driven the defensive strides you guys have been able to make the past few games? Nate credited that with a lot of the win streak and big wins that you guys have been able to pile up lately.
Yeah, I mean, first half of the season, our defense really fueled us. I don't think we've ever been concerned about our offense. When we're able to hold teams below their average, it makes a difference. So the more we get comfortable with, playing together, we've had so much adversity this season. It's, as you can see, when we're firing on all cylinders, we're a dangerous team.
Gigi, how comfortable are you feeling right now after this game? It was, yeah, I don't know, emotions are kind of high. Honestly, it's just been a journey to get back to just being happy playing basketball again. I'm just the joy, trying to find that. For a minute, basketball was kind of like off the radar for me a little bit. I didn't know if I loved it anymore. Like, I had a long conversation with Alyssa, so just to feel that again, feel that energy, feel this from that building was just amazing. And I feel like it was a game that I needed to, remind me, like, I love this. I love being here. I love Phoenix. I love playing basketball. And, I can't wait to do it again.
When you have AT empowering your teammate or your team that way, what effect do you see that has on the rest of the team?
I mean, every single day, whether it's practice, whether it's media, whether it's the game, she leads. She's always the first one at the gym. She's always one of the last ones to leave. She takes care of her body. Like, she works really, really hard. So it just motivates everybody else. Like, okay, we got to be on our, excuse my language, too, Like, we got to do the same. And she sets the standard for our team, and we try to follow. And we're just grateful to have her on our side. She plays both sides of the ball every single day. As you see, she was going to point guard today. So, like, and still getting assists and getting everybody in the right spot. So just a credit to her, and it's good to be on this side of the basketball with her.
When she was, passing the ball to
make the three to get the triple double. Were you aware of like what was going on and that the next assist was a triple double? Or were you just out there playing?
Yeah, I don't know if I was really aware. Like, for me, I was locked in on the game plan, and coach drew up a play, and that was the play, and I was just wide open, so it was just like it was perfect. But when I heard them say another triple double, I'm like, oh yeah, like. But yeah, just the way it was just drawn up, which is crazy.
Going back to Ann's point, what helped you get back to that place of just enjoying basketball again?
First of all, my kids. Like, I took a little bit of time to myself and see if I, really wanted to do this again, and just them being around and just, they kind of remind you that life is short. They have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, so it just made it fun. And then being here, even if Alyssa wasn't here, I was here for 10 years. And the fans are still the same. Even though everything else has changed, like the buildings, I walked in and I went the wrong way to the locker rooms for the first time, but the fans are still the same, the love is still the same, the energy is still the same, and then at that time, it was definitely needed because it was like a very low point for me, so, yeah.
What do you think of the, arena renovations and just everything that's been upgraded here?
Oh my God! I was lost. You can ask her. I'm like turning the wrong way, going the wrong way. Like, everything is so different. I'm like, this cannot be the same thing as that I was here for 10 years. Like, even the locker room that we had as a home is different. So I went to the wrong locker room the first day, and everybody just left me out to dry. But I didn't know how to get to the court. But I mean, it's beautiful. They treat us very, very well here. Only thing we have to focus on is basketball and loving on each other a little bit. So. Yeah.
How important is it for Alyssa Thomas to become one of the candidates for the MVP conversation?
I don't know if it's important to her, but she just do this night in and night out, so she deserves this love. She deserves this attention. And it's so crazy because she probably hates it, but it is what it is, She's playing at a high level. I've seen this before. I've seen her play like this before, but to do it here in front of these fans is pretty amazing, pretty special. But I hope she continues to get this same love and support because she deserves it.
Alyssa, do you ever get impressed by yourself? I mean, especially this year. I mean, it's three games with 15 assists, 3 straight triple doubles. Do you ever get impressed at what you're doing?
Not really. I mean, I just want to win. So for me, it's just about going out there and doing whatever my team needs me to do to win. So, yeah, I'm not really focused on it.
What do you think were the key things tonight to holding them to 60 points after they scored 107 when you played them a week ago? Yeah, I mean, clearly a different game plan for us. Me being on the guard. But just, I think guarding them a lot smarter. Both of us know that offense very well. And I think the first time around, emotions just were super high. And I don't think we played our brand of basketball. Tonight was just about being us, playing defense. And we knew clearly we could score. We scored 100 points last time. So just to continue doing that.
All right, Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner there after the 95-60 win by the Mercury last night at home over the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark did not play in the game. Ari McDonald, 24 minutes. She was 2 of 5, did not score. She had 27 points the last time the two teams got together, but just 4 points, missing all 3 of her threes in this ball game to go along with 3 assists. Before we get to the news on Ari, J-Dub, 3rd consecutive triple-double for Alyssa Thomas. No one has done that before, and there really have not been a lot of triple-doubles, period, in the WNBA.
So let me give you some perspective on how crazy Alyssa Thomas is, DK. That was her 19th triple-double in her career. Second place all-time in WNBA history is Sabrina Ionescu. Want to take a guess?
She is, I think, 4? Yeah.
So Alyssa Thomas has 19 triple-doubles, and second place all-time is 4. And then Caitlin Clark, who isn't even halfway through her second year, she has 3 herself. So almost in second place, but 19 triple-doubles. Alyssa Thomas, obviously, just unbelievable assister from that forward position. And what can you say?
I mean, it is incredible. It's incredible what she's been able to do. It's incredible the juice that she's added to this lineup. I mean, Clea Copper has been largely injured for a large part of the season, but that was all we were talking about last year. We thought, man, could we, but now they've got not only Alyssa Thomas, but Satu Sabali, another double-digit performance, 15 points and 8 rebounds in that game last night, and Kalea scored 11 and grabbed 6 rebounds while dishing out 4 assists. They had 25 assists last night in that ball game to just 12 for the Indiana Fever. So it was a lot of sharing is caring for the Mercury last night as they got that huge home win. 19-11 now on the season, and they'll be up next as they will host the Atlanta Dream on Sunday to continue this 4-game homestand. 3 straight wins now for the Mercury, coming off losing 5 out of 6. Hopefully they found that chemistry now as Dewana Bonner has assimilated back in to the lineup.
Got to play defense.
Yep, got to do that for sure. All right, DK on the sports tip. If you were at the game last night, we want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. If you went up and saw Arie McDonald, the unfortunate news there, we'll give that to you now. You may, if you were there, Arie left the game later in the second half with a foot injury. The Indiana Fever just within the last hour putting out a press release. The Fever announcing today that guard Sydney Colson went down in the first half.
Right next to their bench.
Right by the bench with a really awkward knee injury. Sydney Colson and Arie McDonald will both miss the remainder of the 2025 WNBA season after suffering injuries during the game last night with the Phoenix Mercury. Colson suffered an ACL tear in her left knee in the first quarter. McDonald suffered a broken bone in her right foot. Arie McDonald, who had really found solid footing and was playing so well with this Indiana Fever team, will not play again this season.
Do they have any guards left? Because, Caitlin Clark's out, and that's 2 guards, DK.
It's all on Kelsey Mitchell now.
Yeah.
It's going to be all on Kelsey Mitchell to kind of lead that thing. Kelsey Mitchell scored 12 points last night on just 4 of 17 from the floor. So it was a tough night for the Fever, who lost for the second straight game after they had won 5 in a row. DK on the sports tip. Give us a call, 520-848-1290. Dragon Ball's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. A couple accidents around town, both on the interstates. We have one with injury at South 6th Avenue and East I-10 eastbound exit at milepost 261. And we have another one with possible injuries at West Ajo Way and I-19. This is North I-19 going northbound at exit 99. The off-ramp's having a lot of backup in both those crashes. If your weather's still at 106, going to stay that way till 6 o'clock when we get to 104. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains August 8th through the 14th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It's part sports.
We have football on the brain.
Part pop culture.
Dennis Leary. True or false? You refuse to wear a glove with Mickey Mantle's signature on it for the movie The Sandlot.
The Red Sox blood, the Brewers blood, they run deep.
And in the best celebrity interviews.
Robert De Niro here on The Rich Eisen Show. How are you, sir?
Just got over a 24-hour virus.
The antidote is to appear on The Rich Eisen Show.
There you go. I would have just done it earlier.
And you've got The Rich Eisen Show podcast.
There is a medicinal quality to appearing on this program.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Ever wish you could get advice from your future self?
Hey, you, present self.
Huh? Who said that?
It's me. I mean you, from 40 years in the future.
Future me?
Wow. Look, there's no time. The most important thing you need to do right now is go to Tobacco Barn.
Tobacco Barn? Why?
We could have saved a fortune.
What are you talking about?
At Tobacco Barn, you save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. 40%! Do you know how much that adds up to over 40 years?
40%? Wow, that's a lot.
And get this, you pay no city or state sales tax. It's basically free money. Plus, there's a $3 coupon available at tobaccobarntucson.com.
A $3 coupon? No sales tax, 40% off. Why didn't you tell me sooner, future self?
By the way, when you meet a girl named Charlene, don't ask her to marry you.
I already did.
Oh, crud.
Don't wait for your future self to tell you. Save today at Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, 1 mile south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
The monsoon season is here, and Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants you to beat the heat and keep cool all summer long. Now through the end of August, we are offering a $49 diagnostic special. Our highly trained AC technicians are ready to battle the intense summer heat, so you don't have to. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The back-to-school deals at Kohl's are so good, it'll feel like spoiling yourself. With 20% off the stuff your kids will actually wear, like jeans, tees, sneakers, and more. You can do it all without overdoing your budget. See? Sometimes parents get spoiled too. Head to Kohl's or Kohls.com to start the year off right for less. Select styles. Coupon ends August 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
This is Jody Mack with a Sports Minute. Quickie quiz. Who was MLB's National League Player of the Week last week? That would be Rockies rookie shortstop, Warming Burnable. That's right, Warming Burnable. Although it sounds more like a warning label you'd find on camping cooking equipment. Burnable last week hit .462 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. That's more than warming. That's on fire. I'm Jody Mack.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Could Paul Skeens and Brady Singer make us winners in our BetMGM Network top plays?
He got him. He got him. Got him to chase the fastball. Skeens is going to leave 2 more Reds on.
Yeah, there's that good changeup that Paul Skeens has got down below the zone.
And he strikes him out. 8 strikeouts for Skeens.
Paul Skeens was dynamic in that game. Now, he didn't pitch deep. He did pitch 6 innings last night, did not walk a batter, struck out 8, scattered 7 hits. He did his part. Unfortunately, Brady Singer did not do his part. 4 runs allowed in 3 2/3 innings. We had the Reds and Pirates under 3.5 through the first 5. Unfortunately, after 5, it was a 4-0 lead for the Pirates. So we were losers on that one last night. Will we be winners tonight? Let's find out. We've got a matchup of some old heads tonight.
It's Clayton Kershaw against Max Scherzer. I'm Sammy Pete, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM network. First regular season meeting for Kershaw and Scherzer since 2008. Market betting against Kershaw. I respect the move and believe in the bats. Let's take the Blue Jays plus 120 at BetMGM. I'm Sammy P from the BetMGM network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today, and please gamble responsibly.
Max Scherzer on the Blue Jays. Somehow that just does not sound right. But he's 2-1 on the year with a 4.39 earned run average. Clayton Kershaw this year is 5-2. His earned run average 3.29. Wow, first time. Legends. Both those guys. First time that they've met each other since 2008. That is something to say for sure. So there you have it. Take the Blue Jays and get plus points doing that tonight, says BetMGM Network. Right now at plus, what did we got on this one? I think it's plus 115 right now at the Desert Diamond Casino Hotel. So plus money on your $12.90 bet, taking Toronto and Max Scherzer over Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers tonight at Dodger Stadium in a game that'll start at 7:10. Now, we've got another one for you as well today. This is an early start at 4:05, so get this one in quickly. The Oakland A's are on the road at the Baltimore Orioles, and the play here is the A's on the money line over the Orioles in the first 5. Right now, that's at minus 112 at the Desert Diamond Casino Hotel. So your $12.90 bet will get you back $11.60. $11.61 if you take the A's on the money line over the Rays in the first 5 innings of that contest. We've also been keeping our eye on the St. Jude Classic, the FedEx St. Jude Championship golf event on the PGA Tour down in Memphis, Tennessee. We've got Sepp Straka to win that event at plus 3,300, which is 33-1 to try to win $425 on our $12.90 bet. Yesterday, Sepp Straka was tied for 20th. How about -3? How about 3 under today for Seth Straka? He shot a 68 yesterday. He shot a 67 today. He is currently 5 under, but still 8 shots off the lead in 14th place. He is tied for 14th right now with Chris Kirk and Wyndham Clark. All 3 of them are at -5. Your leader, Tommy Fleetwood, sitting at 13 under par. Colin Morikawa is in a group of 3 golfers, 4 shots back at 9 under. Colin Morikawa, Akshay Bhatti, who was in first place yesterday, and Justin Rose are all -9. Scotty Scheffler, as you can imagine, is lurking at -7. He's 7 under with rounds of 67 and 66. Some of the golfers in the top 10 are still out on the course, including Jacob Bridgman and Maverick McNeely. But right now, Tommy Fleetwood at -13, 13 under, and Sepp Straka 8 shots off the pace. So we'll see what happens moving Saturday. And for Sepp Straka, that's all we need. All we need is Sepp Straka to win, and we're back in positive money in the big way for our BetMGM Network top plays.
What if I told you Paul Skeens is 3rd worst in Major League Baseball as far as starting pitchers getting run support?
Yeah, we've been talking about that. Absolutely.
3.08 is his run support this year in 24 starts.
Well, there you go. They got him plenty. What they gave him, 7 last night?
Only 2 pitchers. Only 2 pitchers, DK, get worse run support than Paul Skeens. I mean, if he had if he was even midway, what would his record be right now? 10-3?
Yeah.
Instead of under 500? I mean, because he's still leading the majors in ERA last I checked. I mean, he's under 2 is his ERA currently. So it's crazy.
Well, and last night, even though he left the game, he only pitched just, I think they got a few runs. Well, they got 2 runs in the 7th. He pitched 6 innings, but because he left as the pitcher of record, he still gets those runs that they got later on as well. So he got 7 runs of support last night. That might be as many as he's gotten all season.
Well, yeah, 3.08 is his per 9 innings run support, by the way.
Yep. So good to see. Good to see for the Pirates, who obviously are not very good. They're 50-66, 16 games under 500. But a big win for them over the Reds, because the Reds are in the race in the National League Central right now. Now, they're not the Cubs or the Brewers, but they are in third place, 11 games out. But they've got some work to do if they want to put themselves in a wild card position right now in Terry Francona's first year. Right now, though, they are the team right under the wild card line. The Mets are the number 3 team. They are 3.5 games behind the Mets in the first position out of the National League wild card right now. So would not be bad to see Terry Francona put that team in the postseason in his first year.
That's what he
does.
does.
Be really cool. That would be really cool for sure. All right, DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We were talking about the WNBA earlier, but in the NBA, some news in the NBA as far as the association, but also some news. A lot of the NBA players are playing over are getting set to play in the Euro, which is one of the biggest tournaments over in Europe.
Eurobasket, FIBA. Yeah, FIBA Eurobasket.
Some of the warm-up games are taking place, and a former Arizona Wildcat put on a show in his country's warm-up today against Belgium.
Markkanen haastaa Ismail Makoa, pääsee peittiin ja pojuttaa! Markkanen vapautuu pallottomasta skriistä ja naulaa jälleen 27 pistettä Lauri Markkanen. Laskeutunut koppasi pallon, mutta Edomaksen Mirun Lilu tosiaan yhdessä takakentällä. Markkanen poppaa, Markkanen heittää, Markkanen naulaa jälleen 30 pistettä Lauri Markkanen. Alasta asemasta, vaikka kori lähellä olikin, Seppälä krossailee, heittää. Ei onnistu, Markkanen!
Get all that?
Yeah, I did. I don't speak Finnish, but just judging by what he was saying, it was a pretty good day for Lauri Markkanen.
He said Markkanen a whole bunch. That's all I know. I got it in front of me, DK. 25 minutes played. A new Finnish team record, 48 points in 25 minutes.
Wow.
9 rebounds, 3 steals. He went 10 for 11 from 2-point land, 7 for 13 from 3. That's good for a 87 true shooting percentage. 87%. 48 points in his hometown. This is a warm-up game. I believe it starts at the end of the month, I want to say, but I've seen a lot of footage of Luka, slimmed-down Luka, and all the other dominant European players. Giannis will be there, Joker, so forth and so on. So, yeah, it's a big deal. As you well know, DK, the European basketball countries in particular take this tournament very, very seriously. A lot of pride, and nobody plays better in his home country uniform than Lowry. He just, puts on a cape, plays a little bit differently. He's always been that way for the Finnish team.
So FIBA Eurobasket 25, Luka, like you mentioned, apparently looking good, is in some of the best shape of his life. They said, apparently he got the memo, eh?
Intermittent fasting. He didn't eat, they say, from 9 p.m. until noon the next day. Is really focused on the big thing to remember is, the Olympics, right? So, because he made a deep run to the NBA Finals with the Mavericks, then they did the Olympics. He hasn't really had a whole lot of time. Lakers obviously didn't have so much postseason success, so he's had a little bit more time this offseason. And, here's the thing. Last Saturday was when he became eligible to sign a new contract with the Lakers. He did that, DK, slimmed down by 20 pounds. Looks to be in probably the best shape since he was a rookie. I don't know if you remember rookie Luka Doncic, but he dunked on people. He went to the rim and dunked on people. He's never going to be considered to be one of the greatest athletes, but much more athletic than you might have seen these last 3 or 4 years with that slow, methodical play style. So looking forward to seeing. He's only, 27?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of basketball left, so clearly hyper-motivated to come back, and I'm sure they've circled that first Mavs game on the calendar whenever they play him next year.
All right, Eurobasket 2025 gets underway a week from yesterday. So next Thursday, things will get going. That's a 2-week event. We'll keep an eye on that and the performance of some of your NBA stars as well as Arizona alums that are competing in that event. DK on the sports tip. Much more coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour. They had a media day for Big 12 volleyball today. We'll hear from the one Wildcat who was chosen as a preseason all Big 12 first teamer, and that's Jordan Wilson. She was a part of that media day today.
Didn't she have 37 kills last year?
In one game, in one match.
In one match.
Absolutely. 37 kills in one match last year. She indeed did have that. Also, we will hear later in our show, we'll hear from Odessa Baratieri. We had her on the show last weekend. She was here with us shadowing. She shadowed us today as well over at Arizona football practice. And Odessa played soccer at South Point Catholic. We started our week this week remembering Kelly Pierce, the soccer coach who passed away over a week ago today, the longtime soccer coach at South Point Catholic. There'll be a ceremony, a remembrance for her tomorrow, memorial for her tomorrow on the campus of South Point Catholic in the, I believe it's in the gymnasium. We'll get all that information for you later on the show, but we'll hear from Odessa Baratieri just on Kelly Pierce coming up for you a little bit later as well. It is DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an accident over at North Dodge Boulevard, East Speedway Boulevard. Eastbound Speedway seeing a majority of the slowing here as you get to this cross street. And we also have another incident over at South Nogales Highway and East Sahuarita Road. North and southbound Nogales Highway having most of the backup over here. Still at 106, looking to try to go ahead and get it eventually start to cool off here once we start getting out of the 5 o'clock hour. I'm Dragball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back to UberTube expert Eugene Snurkle and his best friend Doug.
Eugene, is it true you can't fix your car's air conditioning, so you're moving to Alaska or the North Pole or something?
Sorry, Doug. I meant to tell you, but I just can't seem to crack the code on fixing my car's AC.
Sorry to interrupt, Eugene, but we all know how this needs to end with a trip to Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Hi, folks. Sean Furrier here with some sizzling summer specials. Besides the chilly prices on AC repair and big tire rebates, we've also got Duramax 5-year free replacement batteries on sale this month with a $25 installation credit. That means free installation for most cars and trucks.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yes, Doug, an extremely tough battery built for Arizona, and you can be extremely confident in the Duramax 5-year free replacement guarantee. So for award-winning service, call or stop by one of our 14 area locations or make an appointment online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy, we live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one, he's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at AlaskanAC.com.
You
you need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
Your home for everything Arizona Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our program today. Love to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. It is Friday. The weekend is here. It is going to be a scorcher, so if you're going to be out, be careful. Ensure that you are extremely hydrated. I normally take 2 water bottles with me to football practice. I left one sitting on the counter. So I had to nurse the one I had today for sure while we were out watching Arizona practice number 8. They'll practice tomorrow in the evening. It'll be practice number 9. Sunday will be a day off. Then we're back at it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week to start things out as we complete week 2 of fall camp.
When we are the force behind the decision to have the Big 12 give their injury reports 48 hours early, can we tack on water bottle fill-up spots for media at football practice?
There you go. They have those ones we have here where you can kind of put your bottle underneath it and it shoots down. They have a couple of those in the facility, so you just have to know where they are. Go back in, get a fill-up, that kind of thing, when you need to. But, it was, again, interesting practice today. Some of the guys I mentioned, the first defense continues to rock. I want to shout out some of the guys that continue to play well on this first defense. Gavin Hunter, who we are seeing a lot play in that slot corner position. He made a really nice recovery. I told you one of my favorite drills in camp is when the wide receivers and the DBs go one-on-one. It's really a drill that favors the offense, but you love to see when the defensive guys can make some plays. And there were a number of defensive guys that made plays in that particular space today. Gavin Hunter was one of those, made a really nice reverse turnaround to knock a ball down in coverage. Another defensive back, Jack Luttrell. Last year, Jack Luttrell had 3 interceptions, the most on the team. He's been running a lot with the twos. I like that kid. I liked him the first time I saw him in the spring of last year. Jack Luttrell. He had a nice cover in the the one-on-one phase, as well as Javion Cole. Javion Cole, the transfer from Texas, formerly San Jose State. He makes at least 1 or 2 plays every practice. Javion Cole. So he was another one. And I mentioned in the 11-on-11, one of the guys that stood out in terms of the second team in the 11-on-11 was Brandon Phillips, and he also stood out in the one-on-one. I mean, he absolutely made this nice fake move on a route, got his defender to bite, and then ran right past him into the end zone, caught a nice touchdown pass. Keep your eyes on Brandon Phillips, redshirt freshman, He looks like a guy who might be, and he's taller. The thing with Brandon Phillips, the thing with Brandon Phillips, or Phelps, I should say, Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phelps is he's tall, 6'3". He's 6'3", 203 pounds. And the Wildcats right now don't have a ton of tall receivers. You're talking about Rex Haynes. We've mentioned his name. He's 6'4". He's the tallest. Him and Brandon Phelps are at the top of that chain right now. And they both made nice plays today in terms of on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, I mentioned, back-to-back. They got back-to-back sacks in the 11-on-11. They ran 11-on-11 red zone today, back-to-back sacks. They got the offense to the second offense to commit an illegal motion, and then they got another sack. The second teamers got a sack. I mentioned Braden Locke earlier. He did give up a sack, but he did make some touchdown throws as well. So there were a number of different guys that made some nice plays in terms of the 11-on-11 phase today. Another one would be Michael Dansby, cornerback. And it seems like every time I go out there, he makes a play, at least one play every time out. Michael Dansby, new cornerback for the Arizona Wildcats, had a nice read on a reverse and snuffed it out. So good job by Michael Dansby out there today. Again, the first team defense continues to win the day in fall camp so far. And that's a major positive. Danny Gonzalez is doing a great job. Danny Gonzalez carrying, so they have these, they have pads and stuff, J-Dub, where,
right.
You tackle onto a pad, so you're
Sure.
not necessarily, you're practicing tackling, but you don't want the guy to go to the ground, so there's like a pad there, kind of like they have those gymnastics pads, where if the girls fall, they fall on a pad kind
Sure.
of thing. They have those in football. Danny Gonzalez out there, like, removing his own pad from the field. Like, he's, like, literally dragging this thing off the field, and I said, Coach, you don't have anybody to do that? He says, hey, nobody's above doing work out here.
There it is.
Nobody's above doing work out here. I love that.
Great message.
I love that from Danny Gonzalez. I tell you, man, he's one of my favorite coaches. He's one of my favorite coaches in that locker room, Danny Gonzalez. And again, you want to see this defense be above maybe what people outside the community think when they look at what that is on paper. And he's got a history of that from what he was able to do at San Diego State. And you hope that can carry over and that this defense can be the type of unit that we've seen through these first 8 days of fall camp, because they have been very, very good. They have been very, very good. The flip side to that is that they've been very, very good against their number one offense. And I think ultimately what I'd like to see is I'd like to see both sides win against each other. You'd like to see the defense win some reps. You'd like to see the offense win some reps. And right now, I'm just not seeing the offense win enough. The defense is winning the majority of the reps. I'd like to see the first offense, win more reps against their first
I think the problem that Noah and the first team offense are facing, DK, is the first day, the very first play, they went post and were successful. And the second day, they went post and were successful. And the defense took that personally.
Well, and here's the thing. One of the best plays from the first offense again was a deep ball. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. We like deep touchdown passes. Noah Fafita hit a deep ball to Devin Hyatt. We love to see that. You absolutely want to see that. But my whole thing going back to last year was I want to see more. I want to see Noah make more plays in the middle of the field. I want him to see more. I want to see more intermediate short routes. I don't want everything to be on the edge, like throwing to the edge, throwing screens to the edge, throwing to wide receivers near the sideline. I want to see more intermediate, kind of on the hash to the middle of the field. That's what I want to see in this offense. I don't, again, and one of the things I'm going to go back is I'm going to go back and watch a little bit of Marshall's tape from last year. I just want to see what they were doing.
Yeah.
I want to get a better understanding because I haven't done that yet. I'll be honest with you. I have not gone back and watched anything that Seth Dagey and that Marshall team did last year.
I think they ran the ball a little more than Dagey plans to do here, is what I remember from looking at the stats and whatnot.
Yeah, I want to see what it looks like in a game against an actual defense, because I think that would allow me to get a better understanding on what we might see.
You know what I want to see from Noah? I want to see Noah get run support.
Yeah.
And protection so that he has a little more time for those secondary reads, DK, because I think last year with the injuries on the offensive line and the inefficiency of running the ball at times, Noah was under so much pressure. And if T-Mac's double covered, right, that's kind of what my memory of last year's offense was a whole lot of Noah scrambling early and not being able to make completions downfield because he was under so much pressure. So, number one, run the ball better. Number two, get everybody on the same page and get the blocking schemes right, because Noah just needs a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Ishmael Mahdi did have, I think he had the best run of the day. Nice inside run in the red zone series. He's one of the guys competing to be that number one guy, along with Kedrick Risino back there. And I'll give Noah credit. Noah did. There was one sequence in the red zone, third down play, threw the ball in the back of the end zone. It was dropped by Chris Hudson, who's one of the new wide receivers. But they came back later in their next set, and they hit a touchdown on it. They probably I think it was maybe a second or third down play as well, from the 6-yard line. Noah rolled and threw a really nice ball into that tight sideline window to get it to Hudson for the touchdown. That was probably the best ball, other than the one to Hyatt that he threw, the deep ball touchdown. He did throw a couple of touchdowns there, so that was good to see.
And that red zone offense, right? Noah. I mean, the players and coaches I've heard this fall interview, DK, have emphasized that. The better efficiency in the red zone will lead to a lot more success next year. Obviously, that was a big issue last year.
Want to see it. Got to see it for sure. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We have got still more to come. The Maccabi games just wrapped up last week here in southern Arizona. A lot of folks in town for that event hosted by the Tucson Jewish Community Center. I know I live over there in the foothills, and coming to work every day, there was all kinds of police escorts, and they had entrances to the JCC that were blocked off, areas that you couldn't get into because the Maccabi games were going on. We're going to talk to Josh Shanker from the Tucson JCC about the Maccabi games and how it went here. First time they've hosted the Maccabi games here in southern Arizona in 25 years.
That's where I grew up, right? I grew up at Swan River, and I spent every summer from 78, 79 till the mid-'80s there at the JCC, riding horses.
There you go.
Good memories.
Yes, I bet they are, for sure. We are joined by the third member of our program, Dragon Ball J-Dub. What time is it?
You got to lead the way, isn't it? That's the way this whole thing works, right?
I was handing off the baton to you if you wanted to lead it, Dragon Ball.
No, it's yours.
Okay. It is the weekend. Woo! Woo! There you go. It is the weekend here in southern Arizona. Lots of outstanding things that are going to be going on. One thing, in case you missed it, that's going to be going on is the Pecos League Championship Series is going to be going on this weekend in southern Arizona. That's because the boys, the Tucson Saguaros, wrapped up the Mountain Division Championship with a sweep on the road of the best team in the league, the Garden City win. They knocked the win out of Garden City, beating them 11-5 in game one and 9-5 last night to wrap things up. So game one of the Pecos League Championship Series will be Saturday night at Keno Veteran Memorial Stadium. Game two will be on Sunday night. Game three on Monday, if necessary.
There you go.
There you go. I hope that wasn't one of the things you were going to talk about.
No, I've got a couple other things, non-sports related.
Okay,
so I got something there for you.
Are they air conditioned?
They are. Most of them are air conditioned. I was able to find a couple of them that were air conditioned. There's one here that's not. But the first couple ones I got to say for you, we've got. Are you a big fan of the Foo Fighters or Nirvana? DK?
I liked some of Nirvana's stuff back in the day. Yeah.
Okay, well, they've got Foo Fighters and Nirvana laser shows at the Flandreau Science Center this weekend. Yes, Foo Fighters are 6:30 to 7:30 tomorrow, and Nirvana will be 9:30 immediately following the Foo Fighters one. So that's going to be $20 entry, but you get to relive the best of the Foo Fighters and Nirvana for both of those times tomorrow at the Flandreau Science Center.
My favorite is the Foo Fighters' first album story. You know that one?
They
didn't have a band, and so Dave Grohl played literally, because he was the drummer for Nirvana, but when they put out the first Foo Fighters album, he didn't have a band yet, so he played all of the parts and did the singing on the album before they got the band together.
Right, because he, like you said, it was right after he wanted to get his own project going, and because he hadn't got anybody, it's like, no, that whole album is just
He played
his work.
all the instruments, yeah.
So good on him for knowing the timing of his own drum steps when he was playing the guitar for himself. The other thing that's going to happen, this is going to be the one that's not AC'd. This is the Saguaro Sunset Night Market over at Old Tucson. It's free to attend and free parking, but you get to go to Old Tucson, go to the town square. There's going to be local artists, live music, food, and a whole lot more. A really, real neat opportunity tomorrow to go ahead and experience that. Go to late night, so it'll probably be a little bit cooler there at Old Tucson if you want to go and enjoy that as well.
Jada, or I should say, Dragon Ball looks like he's drowning on this shot. If you're watching on one of our many video feeds, I've got to bring that so he doesn't look like now he looks like he's underwater there.
Now
Got to get that nice Hawaiian shirt he's wearing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Check that out. Where'd you get that?
I want to say this might have been a Goodwill pickup somewhere. I'm not sure. It might have been a Goodwill pickup.
Do you have a favorite Nirvana song?
For me, I think the main one that I always go to is still going to be Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's an old classic, but it's probably my personal favorite. I think the other one is Heart-Shaped Box is also a really good one.
That is my favorite there. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Where
your priceless advice.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff there. I love Heart-Shaped Box there. That's good.
The best Nirvana song is
that guitar riff.
The best Nirvana song is probably not a Nirvana song. It's a cover of Pixies, I think it was, but the Unplugged series, because they did that with Clapton. But when Nirvana did Unplugged, that might be their greatest album, and they did About a Girl, I think is what that song's called. It's so
I think
good.
so, yeah. I remember that one specifically because they actually had a really good set.
No, it was the best.
Unplugged,
Like I must have played that album on loop when it came out.
Good stuff there. Good stuff there. All right, Dragon Ball will be back with more about what's happening in the world of Southern Arizona a little bit later. Right now, he's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Now, a quick reminder, Columbus Boulevard south of Grant Road is going to be closed. It's for the next several months. They continue the extensive utility work out there. Now, through October, travel restrictions will be in place at Columbus and Grant with no left turns from Grant Road onto Columbus, as well as Dodge Boulevard remaining closed both north and south of Columbus there. For your weather, still at 106. We're going to stay this way for seemingly the next hour or so before we finally start cooling off at 6, eventually getting out of the hundreds here by about 8 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? The kids who actually have the money to go out there and play tennis. Why haven't we produced any of them? DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
The back-to-school deals at Kohl's are so good, it'll feel like spoiling yourself. With 20% off the stuff your kids will actually wear, like jeans, tees, sneakers, and more. You can do it all without overdoing your budget. See? Sometimes parents get spoiled too. Head to Kohl's or Kohls.com to start the year off right for less. Select styles. Coupon ends August 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
The monsoon season is here, and Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants you to beat the heat and keep cool all summer long. Now through the end of August, we are offering a $49 diagnostic special. Our highly trained AC technicians are ready to battle the intense summer heat so you don't have to. Call us at 520-492-0748 or PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-830-4914. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-830-4914. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-830-4914. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-830-4914. That's 800-830-4914.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
I'm Rhett Lewis with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Week 1 of the preseason kicked off with 6 teams in action. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson left with a dislocated pinky on his throwing hand after taking a sack in the first quarter. Richardson went 2 for 3 with 21 yards passing before his exit. Daniel Jones, who was previously announced as next week's starter, went 10 of 21 for 144 yards. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry did not suit up in the Ravens' win. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley also sitting out as the defending champion Eagles beat the Bengals. Joe Burrow threw for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns on his 2 drives. Jamar Chase had 77 yards and a score. In Seattle, debuts for Raiders quarterback Geno Smith and head coach Pete Carroll against their former team, the Seahawks. Geno completed 1 pass in his lone drive. In other news, Chargers tackle Rashawn Slater suffered a torn patellar tendon in Thursday's practice and will miss the entire 2025 season. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies last.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Tucson was just recently the host of a fabulous Olympic-style event. The JCC, the Jewish Community Center here in Tucson, wrapped up the Maccabi Games last week here in southern Arizona. There's actually 2 of these events that go on across the United States every summer, and the kids, many of the kids are in Pittsburgh this week competing there as well. Pleased to be joined by Josh Shanker with the Jewish Community Center here in Tucson. And Josh, first of all, let's kind of back up for maybe folks that don't know a lot about the Maccabi Games. How would you describe what this is?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. So the JCC Maccabi Games are commonly referred to as the Jewish Teen Olympics. They are the largest Jewish youth sporting event in the world. Kind of bring together hundreds or thousands of Jewish teen athletes from across the U.S., Israel, and beyond to a couple key cities each summer to participate in sport. Like I said, it is Olympic-style sports competition, but it also involves community service, social events, Jewish identity building. It's very much a peoplehood event.
How long has this event been going on?
So it started in Memphis in 1982, and it's been going strong since, only missing a couple of summers during the COVID years.
Wow, Memphis, another one of my former hometowns. What was the genesis of the idea of of why they felt like they this was the type of event that the founders wanted to start?
Sure, yeah. So there is a biannual event that happens in Israel each year that brings together people of all ages to compete in sport in the Maccabiah. And so this was an outcry for Jewish teens to get involved on a domestic scale here in the United States as, again, a peoplehood building and identity building opportunity and also as an outlet for those Jewish teen athletes.
So now 3,000 youngsters were here in Southern Arizona. The event here wrapped up a week ago today. How big of an undertaking is this?
Well, it was no small feat, that's for sure. It was absolutely a community effort. It was a couple years of hard planning, countless hours of hard work, but the community really came together to pull off something pretty amazing last week.
All right, so how many, in terms of, you mentioned it's a couple of years that goes into the planning of this event. I would imagine Tucson had done this before, so there was maybe some background on how to put together the hosting 3,000 teens, 400 coaches, and the like coming in here for this week.
Yeah, so we I don't know that our muscles were quite warmed up or as stretched as they could have been. We hosted one other time in the year 2000. So some of our institutional or community-based knowledge or memory was not quite there, so we did build it back up over the last couple of years. We're hopeful we don't wait again that long again to dust it off and get going again. We had 925 total teen athletes here during the week, which included 75 local Jewish teens, 200 coaches, delegation heads, and chaperones from across the country and world, 700 visiting spectators and VIPs that came to join us during the week, and over 1,000 local Tucson community members that stepped up as volunteers or host families or spectators.
Wow, Josh Shanker's joining us. He is with the Tucson Jewish Community Center. You mentioned local teens obviously were involved in this event. Now, I would imagine, like you said, it's Olympic style. It's a mixture of individual events and team events as well. Are these like the youngsters that were on teams? Had they played together before? Were these teams put together specifically for this event?
Yeah, great question. So there definitely are a good mixture of individual and team sports. And one of the crowning jewels of the JC Maccabi experience, if you will, is one of the aspects or one of the ways to compete in a team sport is the traditional, right, where maybe we're a large community is bringing 100 teen athletes just from our city to participate, in which case we can put together our own basketball team or our own soccer team. But some of our smaller communities, where historically Tucson is one of those, or Omaha, or any of those other smaller communities that participate, maybe they only have 8 to 12 total teams going, and it's hard to get put together a large number of sports there. So what happens is you participate in what's called a mixed team, where I'm Tucson, I'm contributing 1 or 2 teams for this basketball team, and maybe there's 7 coming from another delegation, or 2 or 3 from a handful of delegations. And what happens is you get this mixed team. While they didn't get to practice or get to know each other in advance, already immediately these teams are getting to know other teams from other communities as teammates on a deep level where they otherwise maybe wouldn't have. And they get to know each other over the first couple of games and hopefully get some team chemistry and cohesion going by the end of the week.
Now, you guys obviously have a pretty impressive facility over there. Was everything held on the JCC campus, or were there events held throughout the Southern Arizona?
Oh, very much all throughout Tucson. We were fortunate to have local community partners that really stepped up and helped us out from a venue perspective, and I think we really had a great opportunity to showcase the beautiful venues and facilities that Tucson has to offer. Places like Keno and Sporting Chance, Ore Valley Aquatic Center, Tucson Racket Club, really tried to spread our wings out to showcase some of these great athletic facilities we have in town.
Josh Shanker joining us from the Tucson Jewish Community Center. Tucson recently hosted the Maccabi Games, a 43rd annual event for Jewish teens. events here in Tucson, events happening as well in Pittsburgh. For maybe folks that don't know, what's the difference between the two events? There's annually two different locations. I believe next year you guys are in Kansas City and Toronto. What's the emphasis behind having this in two different locations during the summer?
Yeah, so a couple of reasons. The main one is traditionally it's done over a few successive weeks to cater to different school schedules across the country. So, East Coasters typically have a later school start, so they like the later weeks. And over here on the West Coast, we typically like to be in the earlier weeks since we start school in August. So really to cater to that from a practical standpoint. Also, just from a capacity standpoint, there's a large demand for participation in these types of events with the JCC Maccabi games. So the more host cities per year really opens up the doors to more to be able to participate because we're able to spread out that participation over a few different cities.
Now, you mentioned obviously that this is an Olympic-style event. Did they stay in like the dorms together? What was like the housing? The athletes housed together in that a sense of an Olympic competition?
A bit, yeah. So traditionally, one of the special pieces of the JC Maccabi experience is it's all home hospitality. So, like I mentioned, we had a large number of host families step up to house all of these visiting teams. We had about 500 or so of our athletes housed locally in participating host family homes to really show some Tucson hospitality. And the remaining 300 visiting teams we actually did house in a hotel that we called the Hotel Village, where they got a little bit of that Olympic Village experience.
Wow, that is awesome to hear that the community stepped up in that way for this particular. Was it hard to find? How difficult was it to find that many host fam? Did you get the number you needed, or how did that work?
Well, it definitely took some doing. It took some time. It's part of why it takes 2 years to build it up. And like I mentioned, I think just because we hadn't hosted since 2000, there wasn't what we like to call the Maccabi muscle in town. So, there was a lot of education and awareness building and getting people excited and engaged around the event. And we were really, really happy to be able to get 500 athletes housed in home hospitality. But like I mentioned, we did have around 800 or so coming from out of town. So it just left us with that delta of around 300 to get housed elsewhere. And that's why we decided to go with that hybrid model and build them out into the hotel for that village.
What hotel were you guys hosted at?
We were really fortunate to have as great partners the Hilton Tucson East over there.
Awesome. Josh Shanker from the Jewish Community Center here in Tucson is our guest. So obviously 25 years between hosting and events. How often would you want to host this moving forward? Is this something you would want to do every 5 to 7 years? How often would you want to do that?
That is a great question. One of those things we're talking about right now, just getting off the heels of wrapping up last week. I think it's that the question might be answered differently every day this passes. But I think right now, certainly not going to be next year. 5 to 7 years sounds like a good sweet spot. So I'd imagine it ends up somewhere in there.
There you go. And do you have, is there history? I don't know if you know the history. Is there history of young people that have competed in this event that have also gone on to compete at the Maccabi event that's in Israel every couple of years? Because I know we had a couple. I know we had one of the softball players from the University of Arizona that competed in that event a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a rich history of that. I'll say that it's a little bit more competitive with the Maccabiah. It is a little bit more of a tryout where you have to kind of make the teams in order to represent Team USA to head over there. But we definitely have those participants within the JC Maccabi games that are able to make those teams from Maccabiah and represent Team USA or other countries.
Now, is this a Maccabiah year or is that next year?
Well, it is going to be next year. It was supposed to be this year, and unfortunately, given events, it was postponed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There, with what happened last fall, obviously, in Israel. And, of course, we always think about the folks that lost their lives in those tragic events last fall. What was, when you talked to the kids, what was I guess, obviously you mentioned the fellowship and whatnot, but what are that, I guess, is that the top thing that they feel like they take away from this opportunity, is the chance to be a part of competing within their own community?
That's definitely an aspect of it, and I think that you get different lenses and perspectives from different teams. It kind of caters to different interests, right? For those that really consider themselves athletes, that's going to be a big keystone aspect of their experience. But I think one of the beautiful things and one of the important aspects of why these games exist is for most Jewish teens that are growing up in America, they don't have the opportunity to be around many other Jewish peers on a regular basis, let alone to compete in an exclusively Jewish event or to be staying in Jewish households from other communities and meeting people from so many different people from other communities. So when our athletes get to be able to participate in JCC Maccabi and they walk in at opening ceremonies and they look around a stadium where there's thousands of Jewish people all cheering for them, they really get a special sense of belonging and a sense of a place where they fit in, where they don't always have that experience or that feeling throughout the rest of their experience in life.
And you guys brought in a bunch of speakers as well to chat with the teens. Who was like the top speaker, the one that got them really excited, if there was one?
Yeah, no. So we had a large number of people that came out for opening ceremonies and throughout the week with special guests that they got to engage with in workshops or just hear their perspectives on things. And we were really fortunate to be able to have two keynote speakers at our opening ceremonies. One was Yaron Ilovich, who goes by the DJ name Artifacts, who is one of the surviving DJs of the Nova Festival in Israel a couple of years ago. And he gave a resounding speech around his experience there and also the importance to continue to dance on the other side of negative experience, and gave them a good show with his original DJ music. And we also heard from Ori Sasson, who is a judo medalist in the Olympic Games representing Israel, two-time medalist. He spoke about the importance of hard work and sportsmanship and being an athlete and representing the Jewish community. And he also did some fun judo workshops throughout the week for the kids to get their hands on each other and practice some of those skills.
How'd our Tucson youngsters do? Do we have any Tucson youngsters that brought home medals?
Oh, yeah, a good amount, actually. We had a large number of our teens come home with some medals. We had some swimming medals. We had some tennis medals. One of our basketball teams brought home a medal. One of our soccer teams, I think our volleyball team did not, but they competed pretty hard.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like it was a week worth of fun and engagement for the youngsters that participated in the Maccabi games here. Back between July 27th and August 1st. Hey, Josh, appreciate you taking some time to join us and kind of bring us up to speed on how this event went. And like you said, hopefully we'll get a chance here within the next 10 years to do it again here in Tucson.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Josh Shanker from the Jewish Community Center in Tucson. Cricket is getting you home. I should say Dragon Ball is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have a couple hazards around town. First one over at North Craycroft Road and East Speedway Boulevard. Speedway seeing most of the backup here on east and westbound roads. And another hazard over at East 6th Street and North Campbell Avenue. Avoid this intersection at all costs. It is a massive backup in all directions, again, on Campbell and 6th. For your weather, still at that 106, like I mentioned, but eventually going to cool down here in the next hour or so. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7 Ranger gets you out of plumbing danger.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right. What's right? What the singing people just said. Gary, you have your earbuds in. I don't know what you're hearing. Oh, this.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
Hi, guys. What's right?
That I have my earbuds in.
No, you don't.
We were listening to the singing people.
Maybe I should go out and come back in again.
It's the thing about how we arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, right. It's the Alaskan AC guarantee, so people aren't left waiting for a repairman. Don't we have singing people for that?
Yes, here, use my earbuds.
Gross.
Just play it, Gary.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
I know, right?
Right. I'm glad we had this meeting.
AlaskanAC.com.
Back to UberTube expert Eugene Snurkle and his best friend Doug.
Eugene, is it true you can't fix your car's air conditioning, so you're moving to Alaska or the North Pole or something?
Sorry, Doug. I meant to tell you, but I just can't seem to crack the code on fixing my car's AC.
Sorry to interrupt, Eugene, but we all know how this needs to end with a trip to Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Hi, folks. Sean Furrier here with some sizzling summer specials. Besides the chilly prices on AC repair, and big tire rebates, we've also got Duramax 5-year free replacement batteries on sale this month with a $25 installation credit. That means free installation for most cars and trucks.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yes, Doug, an extremely tough battery built for Arizona, and you can be extremely confident in the Duramax 5-year free replacement guarantee. So for award-winning service, call or stop by one of our 14 area locations or make an appointment online. Jack for your tire and auto care. Since 1960, here to get you there.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The back-to-school deals at Kohl's are so good, it'll feel like spoiling yourself. With 20% off the stuff your kids will actually wear, like jeans, tees, sneakers, and more. You can do it all without overdoing your budget. See? Sometimes parents get spoiled too. Head to Kohl's or Kohls.com to start the year off right for less. Select styles. Coupon ends August 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Wildcats Radio 1290 KCUB Tucson. Here's what we're talking about with you.
The docuseries Taurasi that came out on Prime Video this week spells out the tragedy that was our best women's basketball players here in the United States had to go to a communist country to achieve generational wealth. If you're an American, you should be embarrassed by that.
Start streaming now by downloading the Wildcats Radio 1290 app.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is Johnny Mack with a Sports Minute. Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. No, it was only preseason, but last night watching 2 NFL games at the same time with clicker in hand. No need to log in, no blinking dots. Just 2 channels on cable flipping back and forth. Old school. And oh, by the way, NFL is back and all is right with the world. I'm Johnny Mack.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
History last night up at the PHX Arena in the Phoenix Mercury's blowout win over the Indiana Fever.
Copper wanting that baseline going right at McDonald. Great hands. AT looking to mop up. Great footwork and the kiss off the glass. Sabali pushing forward. How about AT giving herself some space? She and Harlan just been talking. AT steps right into the passing lane. This crowd is going nuts. Double-figure lead. Alyssa Thomas, who had a career-high 32 against Indiana when these teams met at the end of July, doing her thing. And looks to score by using the glass on the other side. 18, mid-range, glass, you bet. Back rim and off, up for grabs, 18. Finding Matt. Matt finishes. 9 on the shot clock, the high pick. Bonner picks up the dribble, gets it right back. Two-player game. AT and Bonner. Wow. Indiana going to the zone. There it is. And look at AT.
Alyssa Thomas, her third record, WNBA record, third straight triple-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. How fitting that the player, her fiance, DeWanna Bonner, got the basket to clinch that. A three-pointer from the left corner with 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the ballgame. Bonner had 23 points in the game. Mercury beat the Fever last night, 95-60. Thomas would leave the floor to chance of MVP. MVP. First player in league history with 3 straight triple-doubles. She had triple-doubles against the Chicago Sky and Connecticut Sun in the previous 2 games for the Phoenix Mercury. They have won all 3 of those games in which she has had a triple-double. Let's hear from head coach Nate Tibbetts on Alyssa Thomas, the great.
AT's an unbelievable player. She'd probably be the first to tell you, or wouldn't want to talk about it one way or the other. But I think she's probably been overlooked her whole career on how great she is. Just the way that she plays is special. She competes on each and every possession defensively. She wants to see her teammates succeed the way she passes the ball. I've said it, like, we need to keep winning. For her to be, I think, to win the MVP, you got to be one of the better teams in this league. I think we've proven that. Obviously, there's other great players. AT's not going to talk about herself in that conversation, but she just brings so much to our group each and every night, and I'm just really happy for her with the performance that she had tonight.
And the last time out in Indianapolis, DeWanna Bonner got booed. Obviously, she started the season there, did not end well, and crowd let her know a little bit about that. Nate Tibbetts on the emotions of the night, second time around for DeWanna Bonner.
DeWanna was 23 off the bench. I mean, she's usually an emotional player, trash talking, but it felt like it was maybe a little bit heightened tonight. I'm just curious if playing against Indiana again, if you saw sort of that emotion rise more than it usually does.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all human, right? And there's probably a lot of people that doubted if she could still play at the same level that she had. It wasn't it didn't work out for either party while she was there. I'm sure that it's left a chip on our shoulder. And, it was an emotional game last week for all of us going back there. The bounce back that she had, just a credit to her, just being focused and playing with confidence. And, I saw the same thing that you did. There was an edge to her, which is great.
DeWanna actually got a little tangled up at one point late in the game with former teammate Sophie Cunningham. You'll remember DeWanna was still here when Sophie first got drafted. We played the cut yesterday that Sophie talked about how that DeWanna was one of her vets when she first got to the league. Sophie Cunningham, season high 18 points in her return to Phoenix. Sophie, after the ball game, she got some boos. They cheered her early on. I think they cheered her at the introduction.
She got a standing ovation at the introduction, but not during the game.
But as the game went on, you're on the other team now, young lady, and the Phoenix Mercury fans let her know that.
Just what does it mean to come back here and be able to play or just as an opponent tonight?
Yeah, AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans. But for me, I'm way happier in Indiana.
She just had to say it twice, just in case you didn't hear it the first time.
Some fans just got to play in front of some fans. It was a pretty good set of fans there last night, I think.
Look at Sophie's life in the last month, though, right? So she stands up for Caitlin Clark as the enforcer. And now she has a, six-figure podcast deal as a result. So she's really leaning into that. So what she's going to say, her whole new personality, DK, is enforcer for Caitlin Clark.
Right.
Indiana, through and through. So even if she had so many good years here, in this case, coming back, I think that's pretty expected, what she said.
17,000 last night at the PHX Arena for that contest between the Mercury and the Fever. Good to see. Good to see a big house there for that particular ball game. Again, Fever will be back on the floor Sunday as they continue this homestand, looking for win number 20 on the year against the Atlanta Dream. That'll be a 3:00 tip-off on Sunday.
So Alyssa Thomas is currently 15th in scoring, 3rd in rebounding, and leads the WNBA in assists by a mile. She averages 9.2. Courtney Williams currently second at 6.4, DK.
Yeah.
3 assists per game more than second place.
We talked right there about you heard the chants of MVP. Right now, Nafisha Collier from Minnesota is still the favorite in the clubhouse at the Desert Diamond Casino Hotel right now. She's at minus 500, so you're not winning a whole lot of money if you're picking Nafisha Collier as your MVP. But AT is plus 25, so you can get a little bit of plus money there if you think that Alyssa Thomas is the MVP. I don't know. I think they'd have to really push Minnesota down the stretch.
I mean,
if they finished I'm not going to say it's going to go to Nafisha Collier regardless of what happens, but I think if the Mercury finished 1 or 2 games behind and make it a race down the stretch, and Alyssa Thomas continues to do what she's doing, I think she definitely puts herself in a really good spot to potentially be the MVP.
And we don't even know when Nafisha Collier is coming back.
Yeah.
She's banged up.
Yeah.
So she may miss, they say 2 or 3 games, but you just never know how that's going to work out. Nafisha leads the WNBA in scoring, DK, but not by too much. Mm-hmm. And she's, 9th in rebounding. 1st in points, 9th in rebounding. For the best team with the best record. Yeah, so absolutely. If the award should always be best player on best team with best record, right? That's what the MVP is boiled down to in most leagues these days. So we'll see how that goes. But there's no doubt that Alyssa Thomas, as far as team success goes, she's 1A at this point, 1B at this point. How's that?
I like it. I like it for sure. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've got baseball, professional baseball tonight up in downtown Phoenix. Let's tell you a little bit about that.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
All right, your Diamondbacks download for tonight. Opening of a 3-game series with the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies come in at 30-84 on the season.
Did I just hear in an update that they had the Player of the Week?
Did they?
Yeah,
the Rockies?
That's what I just heard on the update, and I was flabbergasted. I don't know if people use that word anymore, DK, but I didn't think the Rockies were winning any awards this year.
Huh. National League Player of the Week, Warming Burnable. I can't say that
Great
I've ever
name.
heard
It's an
of.
amazing name. It's an amazing
say
name.
that I've ever heard of Warming Burnable, but he is indeed the first baseman, the rookie first baseman for the Rockies.
And everyone in Mile High City is having a big party.
He just made his Major League debut in late July, so he not only is that rookie, but he's the Player of the Week, not the Rookie of the Week, but the Player of the Week.
Yep.
All right. Warming Burnable. What was the there was a guy way back in the day for the Braves named Wonderful Terrific Mons, I think was his name. I remember he was.
Was that his given name, or is that something?
No,
he
that
changed
was his given name. Yeah, Wonderful Terrific Mons. because I think if I remember the story correctly, because he was coming up in the minor leagues when I was doing games in the Southern League, and when he was born, they called his grandfather and told him, "Dad, it's a boy," and his grandfather said, "Oh, that's wonderful,
Right.
terrific," and that's what they named him. Wonderful, terrific. Look that up. No lies there.
Yeah, Wonderful Mons.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrific is his middle name.
Terrific Mons.
Played a year in the NFL.
One of the great. He did. Yes, he did. That is. I forgot that part of the story. One of the great names ever in Major League Baseball. All right, DK on the sports tip. Again, tonight, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, 6:40 is first pitch in that game right there. It'll be Austin Gomber for the Rockies. He has not won yet this year. He's 0-5 with a 6.18 ERA. Zach Gallen gets the ball for the D-backs, 8-12, 5.48 earned run average. D-backs are a heavy favorite in this game. I mean heavy favorite, like minus 210 is the money line right now. So that's heavy favorite for the D-backs tonight at Chase Field.
Well, did you see the Rockies' last outing?
Didn't they lose like 20-1 or something?
20-1,
Blue
yes.
Jays or something of that nature?
20-1.
Yeah. Ouch. And things have gotten better for a little minute or so. They are 35 and a half games out of first place.
30-84 is the record.
Is that
30
the worst?
wins and 84 losses.
That is by far, by almost 12 games, the worst record. The next worst team is the White Sox at 42 and 73. Both of those teams have lost 4 in a row heading in to the weekend. All right, DK on the sports tip. When we come back, NFL football. We don't have the NFL Network here, unfortunately. I thought we did, but I guess we don't have that, so I can't watch the Browns playing right now with Shedeur Sanders against the Panthers and T-Mac and all of that, and Lathan Ransom. But maybe I'll try to catch the highlights of that later. The Cardinals play tomorrow against the Chiefs. We will have some playing for the first teamers for the Chiefs are scheduled to play a quarter tomorrow. We'll dive into that on the other side of the hour.
Your guy is
what? Oh, gosh.
Let's see. 6 for 11, 40 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay. There you go.
And
not horrible.
T-Mac has 2 catches for 43 yards on 4 targets.
So there you go. He's got a big one for sure. He had a 30-yard catch already. T-Mac's one of T-Mac's first catches in the NBA and the NFL is a big one. Good to see. Good to see. All right, we'll drive into the Cardinals after the break. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an accident with possible injuries over at South 4th Avenue and East Broadway Boulevard. Broadway seeing majority of the slowing at that accident. Also, light malfunction at East Prince Road and North Campbell Avenue. A lot of slowing as you can expect. Try to avoid Prince and Campbell if you can to get around that stop. And right now, your weather is still at 106 degrees. We're going to stay that way until about 6 p.m., eventually getting down to about 94 here at 9. I'm Dragball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Your home for U of A football.
Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Arizona.
Men's basketball.
Midcourt. Shot is up. Good.
And baseball.
Here comes the winning run. And the Cats have won it.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Stay connected while you're on the go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. Get the latest news on your teams and more, all in one place. Download Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play today. Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions.
For quality, honesty, and service you can count on, call Goodfellas Home Solutions. Because when you need help around the house, we can fix it. Need a kitchen or bathroom makeover? Dealing with a clogged drain, leaky faucet, or sewer issue? We'll take care of it fast. We handle just about anything under your roof. Goodfellas Home Solutions. GoodfellasAC.com.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Arizona's free safety position has a new name, the Bear.
A little ferocious name.
But it's going to be intercepted by Arizona. Genesis Smith.
Bear down with Genesis Smith and the Cats all season long. Right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shea.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains August 8th through the 14th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. What does it take to work for Arizona Athletics?
Whenever we hire anyone, we talk about high, low, high. High character, low ego, high outcome and energy.
We are your home for U of A sports. Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We have got NFL football this weekend. We've got NFL football last night. We got NFL football right now. It is the first official weekend of the preseason. You were saying, J-Dub.
I said, is it really NFL football?
Well, it's, as one of my favorite coaches of all time, Bruce Arians, used to say, these are not the Cardinals.
Right.
What you're seeing right now is not the Cardinals.
No.
Until you make that 53 and go out there on opening day, that's the Cardinals. So these are not the Cardinals. These are not the Browns we're seeing right now. These are not the Panthers we're seeing right now. But man, let's talk. We mentioned before the top of the hour, 30-yard strike from Bryce Young to T-Mac. Nice little sideline fly pattern. Bryce Young put the ball right where only Tetro McMillan could catch it.
Seen that before.
And he did so. That, again, an NFL throw to a young receiver, and he made a play. But the touchdown throw by Shedeur Sanders. Go look at that throw on Twitter. That's a nice ball that he threw for that touchdown. He put that past 2 defenders. This guy was not necessarily, his receiver was not necessarily open. He had the one corner dropping off at the last minute, and he threw a dime past the 2 defenders to get it to his
What do you
receiver.
think the logic is behind his start? Because I know they have him listed
injuries.
as QB3, right?
Yeah, it's injury. I mean, well, first of all, you're not going to throw 40-year-old Joe Flacco out there.
Sure.
He probably will not. I mean, if he play, I would imagine he'll play maybe part of one game. But, that's a guy that's been there, done that. I don't know if you need to really throw him out there a whole lot. And then the other 2 guys are hurt. I mean, they've got they've been hampered by hamstrings.
Don't you mean 4 guys and they have 6 quarterbacks on the roster?
Yeah, Huntley's going to play probably the second half because I think they're going to play Shedeur for a half, and then I would imagine Tyler Huntley, the former Utah Utes quarterback, plays the second half tonight. Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gilbert will not play due to their injury status. So
Shedeur's got a couple scrambles too, 2 for 19.
There you go. Good to see. Football is back. Football in the desert tomorrow. It is your Arizona Cardinals against the Kansas City Chiefs up at State Farm Stadium. You know what? I don't think I'm going to do. No, I'm not going to do that. My wife is out of town. My wife is going out of town.
You're going to the Foo Fighters laser light show, aren't you?
No. Like I said, I would go to Nirvana's show before I went to Foo Fighters. But there's a U of A practice tomorrow night, so I'll probably end up going to that.
First one in the stadium,
right? I'm tempted to go up and see some NFL football tomorrow, since some of the starters are going to be playing. I've never seen an in-person game with Patrick Mahomes, and I don't know that I would ever have the opportunity to do that. And that might be an interesting question of the day. Even though it's a preseason game for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals, would you go to it just to say, I saw Patrick Mahomes play live? I mean, this is the greatest quarterback of our time.
We do have some sound from Andy Reid from yesterday that we never got to.
Yes, let's hear from Andy Reid, the multiple-time Super Bowl winning head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Best coach to never win one, right? Wasn't that his title for 20 years?
And now he's won how many? 3?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as the game goes, since I know you're going to go that direction, the quarterbacks, we situated off the quarterbacks, so they'll each get a quarter. So the first one will be Pat, second one, it's Minshew, and then Zappy, and then Chris at the end there. All right, so each one gets a quarter. And then everybody kind of follows that as we go. All right?
Poor Gardner Minshew. You can't remember his name.
I mean,
the second guy is Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Pat. I mean, we got Pat. Who I don't need to know who the second guy is.
We got Pat. Second quarterback, we got Pat.
We got Joe. I mean, come on. We got Tom. We got Joe and Tom. What do we need to know the second guy is?
Exactly. Gotta love Andy Reid. He's another one of those guys that he's a great coach.
Been great quotable guy forever, going back to his Philly days, right?
Absolutely. All right, Jonathan Gannon, who is from Cleveland, Ohio. Jonathan Gannon went to St. Ignatius High School in Cleveland, Ohio. On what he's learned so far. Let's hear from. Do we do our Cardinals thing?
Arizona Cardinals training camp is on, and the season is right around the corner. The best coverage of your Arizona Cardinals starts now.
Literally right around the corner.
There we go.
Literally.
Now we can get to Jonathan Gannon on what he has learned through these first 2 weeks of training camp leading up to the preseason opener against the Chiefs at the stadium tomorrow.
I would say probably a closer team than when we started. Just for spending all this time with each other. So that's a good thing. I think guys are competing at a high level and starting to define roles, but we got the major evaluation is coming, and they know that. And I think some guys have really improved their game. I really do. You can go, through every position group, through every room, and all 3 phases, and I think guys have improved here the last 3 weeks. So that's a stepping stone to what is ahead, in the next couple days and then moving forward. So, and we stayed fairly healthy, which is good.
There you go. That's the most important thing. The most important thing is staying healthy. Now, obviously, they've had some guys that have been nicked up, and then there's a couple guys that have lost for the season. But your core, anyway, has been able to stay healthy so far through this first part of the training camp for the Arizona Cardinals. The D-line, that's going to be a thing to watch. They made some moves on the D-line. Josh Sweat is in here. Calais Campbell, the legend, is back home. It's
good for
in the desert.
30 plays a game, I think.
Yeah,
what they're looking for.
He's probably going to start and play those 30, absolutely. Jonathan Gannon on the D-line starts with getting off blocks and finding your eyes.
The play starts with your get off. To say everybody's going to look at the ball or everybody's going to look at their guy, I think that's false. So you have to figure out what pre-snap key works for you. That's one thing, and then actually look at it as it relates to you and what you're doing, depending on first and second down, third down. What are you on the move? Are you not on the move? Are you just playing technique or whatever that looks like? And then post-snap, where your eyes go with what job you have to execute. And I think that's a critical thing too, because it's just like corners or whoever. Like if I'm fighting Josh and I'm looking at you, I'm probably going to get hit in the face first. You know what I mean? So like you typically got to look at the guy that you're going against, and you'd be like, well, yeah, no kidding, right, JG? But it's harder because they're peripheral other things going on, and sometimes your vision can go up or down and you lose sight of your actual key or the guy that you're going against. So that's another point of having their vision the right way. Then there's at times where they're keying something, that key tells them to do something else with their eyes, and they have to snap their eyes somewhere, and the quicker you can do that, the better off you are. Some guys, it takes them a little bit of time to know this moves here, where do I even transfer my eyes to? And then some guys understand, okay, this is where I transfer my eyes, but then what does my body have to do, depending on A, B, and C, what happens? And then it goes from, here's where I put my eyes, this is what my key says, my eyes go here, here's the A, B, C, what I do with my body. Oh, and by the way, you got the quarterback standing in front of you. You know what I mean? So it's involved. It really is, you know what I mean? But you have to do a good job of that. The best guys, they can do the right things with their eyes, There's a whole discussion out there, I've heard, Bob, you've probably heard this, an older coaching term, and I'm not giving you my opinion, so don't ask me, but I have an opinion on it, but people say, see a lot, see a little, right? So what they're referring to is you're looking at too much and you really don't see anything. And I would say if I can see everything, why wouldn't I want to see everything? So by positions, it might be a little bit different. By what's going on in the play, it might be a little bit different. But regardless of what's going on, you have to be able to receive information with your eyes, perceive it in your brain, and then have that move your body. And then put force into the ground and into your opponent. That's the secret sauce.
All right, that is none other than Jonathan Gannon, the head coach of your Arizona Cardinals, and they play the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow night. So Dragon Ball joins us now. Dragon Ball will ask you this. I just made this live. Our question of the day today. Head on over to Twitter, Wildcats1290, at Wildcats1290. Andy Reid is playing his starters a one quarter, so Patrick Mahomes is going to play one quarter tomorrow night. It is a preseason game, but if you've never seen Patrick Mahomes play, obviously he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of our time. Would you go see this game just to say you saw Patrick Mahomes play live?
I would, because you're talking to a guy who went to the first ever preseason game at the State Farm Stadium when the Steelers came to town as reigning Super Bowl champions.
Wow. Okay.
So I just said that I went to that game with my dad. We both said we got to be at the first ever game at that new stadium. and we got to see our Steelers come in as reigning Super Bowl champions. So, hey, if it's a preseason game, it's a preseason game. But in the end, you still went to it.
There you go. I would go too. I absolutely. I just said to JW, you know, if U of A was not practicing tomorrow night, that's the only reason I'm not going to go. I would, and my wife's out of town. She just got on a plane to fly back east for the weekend. I'd absolutely drive up there and go see Patrick Mahomes. Because, I mean, I don't know that I'm ever going to get a chance to see Patrick Mahomes play in a regular season game. I don't go to Kansas City. I think how many times they were here a few years ago, I think, in the regular season. I know they've been here several times in the preseason. But if that's the only chance you have to see him play, absolutely go see him play for a series or two in a game that doesn't matter.
Now, if you're going for a specific player, make sure you're going when they're actually going to play. I actually have a funny story on the opposite side of that. My friend of mine in college had gotten tickets to go see a Suns game, and he had his pick between one of two. He could have gone to go see a game against the Thunder with Russell Westbrook. I think this is around the time that Kevin Durant had just left the Thunder. So it was Russell Westbrook, his triple-double season. And the game that he didn't pick ended up going to triple overtime, and the Suns won. He picked the game to go against the Spurs because we thought this might be our last chance to see Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and the rest. Tim Duncan doesn't play, and the Suns end up losing to the backups of the Spurs by like 15 points. And we both looked at each other and said, why? Why did this have to be the game we ended up going to?
I mean, yeah, that's what Pop was known for, right?
Oh, yeah.
Pop rested his superstars a lot, especially when they got later and they had already won 4 titles and they were trying to keep those guys fresh. So they invented the reason why there are rules in the NBA currently against arresting superstars without warning is because of Popovich and the Spurs.
Yeah.
All right, Jake.
By the way, Patrick Mahomes is 2-0 in his career. Was it 7 years?
7 years, 8 years now.
2-0 versus the Arizona Cardinals in his career.
All right.
So they've played twice.
There you go. Dragon Ball, what's happening in Southern Arizona this
weekend? We've been mentioning this over at some of the other stations, particularly over at Kim. So if you want to go and see the Tony Award-winning musical Shucked, you go over to Centennial Hall. It's going to have a couple more shows here, but it ends on August the 10th. You got 2 shows tomorrow on Saturday at 2 p.m. and 7:30.
Is that a good one, Shucked? We didn't get the package this year.
I think I got pretty good reviews from it. Buzz and a couple of the other folks over at Kim seemed to really enjoy it when they went had a chance to go and see it and be a part of the festivities there. So it seems to be a very good show. Like I said, 2 p.m., 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, and on Sunday you get a chance to see it twice on 1 p.m. and 6:30. Those will be the last 2 days of their showing there at Centennial Hall, so do go ahead and check that out. And if you've ever had the chance to be competitive when building a puzzle, you've got an event over at Snakes and Lattes at University Boulevard, the Puzzle Race Mini Tournament from 2 to 4 on Sunday. It's a $25 entry fee, but you get competitive puzzle races for you and your family, however big you want to make your team. You got to figure out how many because you never want too many hands on the puzzle at any given time to try and beat somebody else out on that. And you get this ticket includes soda or iced tea, a shareable treat for the whole table, and a 500-piece puzzle that you get to take home with you. So not a bad deal if you want to go and have a little bit of a fun competition for you and the family.
Snakes and Lattes is the name of the place?
Snakes and Lattes at East University Boulevard.
All right. Well, you go have some fun over there at Snakes and Lattes there, Dragon Ball. Take a break from working on your house.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be going back to painting this week, so we'll see how that goes.
All right. When I need a painter, I know who to call.
Hey, call the girlfriend, not me.
Okay.
I'm making sure that the paint doesn't hit the carpet. That's all it is.
Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Just a quick heads up, southbound Alvarado Way between the I-10 to the north of the I-10 there will be reduced to 1 lane through 11:59 p.m. tomorrow. So this work will be continuing all the way till Saturday. And westbound I-10 will be reduced back down to 1 lane between Park Avenue and Alvarado Way at 8 p.m. through 7 a.m. today, and that will also be happening through August the 10th on Sunday. For your weather, we're still at about 105 degrees now. We're starting to get that cool down, eventually getting out of the hundreds here by 8 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Did you miss the big game?
They need a 3 to get to overtime.
You know we got you covered.
Midcourt, shot is up. Good! Love has hit a 3. We're going to overtime.
Trying to keep it close, and you never give up. I guess that's life in the Big 12.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service. This is Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports, sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. It's been a roller coaster ride for the Las Vegas Aces this season, but they might be hitting their stride at the perfect time. Becky Hammond's squad was victorious in 4 of its last 5, including a clutch road win against the Golden State Valkyries Wednesday night. As always, the Aces are led by Asia Wilson, who just made WNBA history as the fastest ever to rack up 5,000 points and 500 blocks. The 3-time MVP and 2-time Defensive Player of the Year is pacing the league in rejections for a 4th consecutive season.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a good block can definitely change the momentum of a game. The tenacity of it is kind of nasty, especially if you get a good one. It could kind of wake your team up. I love that challenge. So it's something that I really take personal in a sense, so that's pretty cool.
The Aces are currently tied with the Seattle Storm for 6th in the standings. Those 2 teams tip off tonight in a can't-miss matchup. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Final two segments of the week. We want to finish up our Cardinals camp report as the Cardinals will be on the field tomorrow night against the Kansas City Chiefs. We want you to hear from the quarterback, Kyler Murray, who will play. He has not played in a preseason game since 2021, I think it is. So that's what? So 22, 3, and so 3 seasons he did not play hardly. Well, 1 season I think he might have been still coming back from injury, but has not played much in the preseason over the course of the last 3 years. Let's hear from Kyler Murray on expectations.
This first answer, DK, is about what his biggest takeaway was from training camp this year.
I'd say the confidence. I think Marv's a big part of that. I think the year that Trey had is a big part of that. Mike Wilson going into another season is a big part of that. Again, the continuity with the O-line. Obviously, you got JC, Trey Benson, another year again, confidence going up. We had a lot of young guys that, got a lot of playing time last year that was meaningful for them, and I think that'll continue to make us better with the guys that we have, have been here to keep growing the foundation, So I'm excited where this offense is at. Again, like you said, defense going back and forth with those guys. We got veteran leadership. We got young guys that, can play football at a really high level, so I'm excited.
Year 7, you've said the game is slowing down. You feel like you're hitting your prime. What does prime Kyler Murray look like?
I've been saying this. For me, it's not the ability. It's not making plays and stuff like that. It's more so just being consistent. And that's for me. That's a word that's it's going to be big word for not only me but this offense this season. Be consistent. And what does that look like? It's doing the right thing every time. No matter circumstance. And that's the thing that as a player you get caught into. You get caught in the stats, you get caught in the personal goals and stuff like that, and it can kind of take you away from what really matters. What really matters: scoring touchdowns, playing good football, and winning games. That's all that matters at the end of the day. You do all that, put the team over yourself, and at the end of the day, we'll look up and we'll see. We'll feel like, where will this team be? I think we'll be where we want to be at the end of this. I think we got the guys to do it, coaching staff. And this is a tight-knit group, so I'm really looking forward to it.
The consistency on the offensive side of the ball speaks in the confidence this front office has in the personnel. It's an almost identical lineup to last season. How do you make the most of the belief in the front office with the offensive personnel?
Go out and execute. I think that what they deemed for us was to go out and attack the D-line, attack the defense. They did that, and I know this game. I've been playing this game my whole life, so I understand the saying defense wins championships. I play offense, so I don't I don't love to agree with that, but I do. There is some merit to having a great defense. So when we step out there in September and those guys are flying around making plays, it's going to make my job that much more easier. And I can't wait. I cannot wait because I know this city, this team, organization. Everybody's they've been primed and ready for us to make some noise and then finally take that next step.
All right, that's Kyler Murray, the quarterback for your Arizona Cardinals. Again, the Cardinals will play their first preseason game tomorrow night at State Farm Stadium, and it'll be against the Kansas City Chiefs with kickoff at 5 o'clock. I believe those games air locally here on KOLD CBS 13. So you'll get a chance, because that is not a national TV game tomorrow. You'll get a chance to see Kyler and Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs are a 3-point favorite in that game because there are lines for preseason football. I don't know if I would be betting on preseason football. That's a little crazy right there. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Don't forget to stay connected where you go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. Brian Jeffries was out at practice today getting a look at the team. You can get the latest news on your teams and more, all of the stuff happening with the Wildcats. We've got a brand new website, as a matter of fact, over at wildcatsradio1290.com. Head on over there. Let us know what you think. We're still kind of piecing it together and getting it to looking the way we want it to look. So hopefully we'll have that ironed out here in the next week or two. But it's all there, and everything is also on our app as well. The Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions. Show the Wildcats Radio 1290 app to our 1290 crew. When we are out this fall, they will tell you how you can enter to win $100. That is the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. All right, for the first time in, I don't ever remember them doing this in the Pac-12, but there was a Big 12 Media Day for volleyball the last couple of days, and the Arizona Wildcats were on that today. And Jordan Wilson, who was the only player I think on any of the fall teams that was selected to the preseason all-conference list. There were none on the football team, none on the soccer team. I doubt there'll be any on the cross-country teams that were chosen if they have those for the cross-country. But Jordan Wilson was chosen for Arizona volleyball, and she was a part of this Big 12 Media Day symposium today. Let's hear from Jordan Wilson on her final season wearing the Cardinal and Navy.
Let's continue with Arizona volleyball as we now get to talk to our student athlete for the Wildcats, Jordan Wilson. Welcome to Big 12 Volleyball Media Days. You had a standout 2024 season, all Big 12 first team, and AVCA region honors as well. This year, you're picked in the preseason All Big 12 Player of the Year, Player preseason watch list. What did you focus on in the offseason to elevate your game even further?
You know, in the offseason, I really focused on my passing and defense. That's like a really big key to my game that I think I could always work on and always use improvement for. As well as my blocking, I always focus on trying to be lined up well, or at least trying to get at least one hand on the ball or one touch. I would say those are like my main focuses, as well as getting more range into my attacks and opening my shot options. So not just going for a full swing, but also incorporating some shots, like some tips, some roll shots down the line, all of that.
You know, Jordan, thinking about last season for you guys, very interesting talking to Coach Stubbs, how it was such a 180 shift to have at one moment you guys just took over and then finished out the season. Can you talk through that and maybe how your mindset has changed coming into this season?
You know, this season, after last season, we were very happy about winning the NIVC, but we had a bigger goal in mind. Obviously, we want to make it to the NCAA tournament. So coming into this season, I have been very focused on grinding, playing hard, and just giving my all to the team and to the fans and to everyone who has put their work and their support and their effort into me, and returning the same and giving them the favor in return.
And Jordan, we just talked with Coach a few moments ago. How has Coach Stubbs really helped shape y'all's culture and confidence going into this season?
She's really, she's put in a lot of confidence into our girls, letting them know that you shouldn't be afraid to make any errors. You should always give your full effort, always give your all to the team, to the players, to the coaches, no matter what. And no matter what, everyone's going to have your back, no matter whether you make an error, whether you make a great play, everyone's going to be there for you, so.
Your team clearly has a lot of talent coming into this season. What has the chemistry been like and the competitiveness in the gym so far?
The competitiveness in the gym, the drive has been really high. So playing with this group of girls, they're so fun to play with. Everyone is, when they step into the gym, everyone's there to work hard. Everyone's there to win and just to give their all. Yeah, so I would say it's super competitive in the gym all the time, and I absolutely love playing with these girls.
Well, obviously, Jordan, you're super fun to watch, but I want you to talk about Avery and Carly and Journey. What makes them so great and so unique to play with on the floor? Avery
and Carly, they are such a dynamic duo, in my opinion. having them side by side on the court, seeing them play together, as well as Journey, just seeing them play together at such a high level for their age, I think it's so phenomenal and so fun to play by their side. They always give me such leverage, so much confidence in my game, knowing that if they can play at that kind of level, that I can do the same thing as well. So, yeah.
And you talked about really just how much fun you have playing with your teammates. Let's talk about that fun off the court. What have y'all been up to this summer?
A lot of team bonding. So a lot of our team, we love to go over to each other's like apartments, our houses, like, and just spending time together. This season, a lot of us, we watched Love Island. I know that was like a big thing for just like the whole like nationwide. A lot of us, we bonded over that. Like, we love to go over to each other's places and cook, just to go over and swim, tan, do some art. Like, a lot of us, we like to paint. We like to play with clay. So, yeah, we just like to go over to each other's places.
And what makes Arizona such a unique and amazing place to play? What have you really enjoyed about spending your time there?
I've really enjoyed the community and how supported the athletics are here. Everywhere that I go, I always feel like I see something, like in any kind of store, restaurant, there's always something there where it's supporting Arizona athletics, our brand. And Tucson in general, like, they're so proud to wear the A on their chest. Like, there's just so much support behind our community, behind athletics. It's just fun to be there for.
That is Jordan Wilson, senior outside hitter for your Arizona Wildcats, preseason All Big 12 selection last year. 446 kills, averaged almost 4%, 13 double-doubles last season, and a career-high 37 kills when Arizona upset number 8 Kansas at McHale Center last season. The Wildcats will have their red-blue scrimmage next Saturday at the McHale Center, so that'll be the first opportunity to see those ladies next week. Their season begins. Actually, they'll have an exhibition this year on the 23rd, and then the season will begin the same weekend that the football season gets underway, August 29th through the 31st. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll have your Desert Diamond Casino replay coming up straight ahead. Kelly Pierce, the soccer coach at South Point Catholic, passed away a week ago today. We'll talk to one of her players, Odessa Baratieri, who has been joining us here at the station for the last couple of weeks, checking out the radio business. We'll talk to Odessa about her high school soccer coach. Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. The waterline replacement project taking place along Park Avenue between 36th Street to the north of 22nd Street to 18th Street is still ongoing here. Now, this work should be completed around the end of August, and then the roadway will be reconstructed following that. Be ready for some travel restrictions as well as the heavy equipment trucks and slowing in that area. For your weather, again, about 105 right now. Going to be continuing to cool down until we're back to 94 here at 9 p.m. I'm Drake with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Need better sleep? This Labor Day weekend, upgrade to premium sleep at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Let their sleep experts match you with the perfect bed and get the rest you deserve. They make sleep easy. Shop Mattress Firm's best sale of the year.
Ever wish you could get advice from your future self?
Psst. Hey, you, present self.
Huh? Who said that?
It's me. I mean you, from 40 years in the future.
Future me?
Wow. Look, there's no time. The most important thing you need to do right now is go to Tobacco Barn.
Tobacco Barn? Why?
We could have saved a fortune.
What are you talking about?
At Tobacco Barn, you save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. 40%! Do you know how much that adds up to over 40 years?
40%? Wow, that's a lot.
And get this, you pay no city or state sales tax. It's basically free money. Plus, there's a $3 coupon available at tobaccobarntucson.com.
A $3 coupon? No sales tax, 40% off. Why didn't you tell me sooner, future self?
By the way, when you meet a girl named Charlene, don't ask her to marry you.
I already did.
Oh, crud.
Don't wait for your future self to tell you. Save today at Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, 1 mile south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shed.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
See website for details. Bills happen is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Bills Happen is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to billshappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? Desiree Reed-Francois joins us, the voice of the Wildcats, Ryan Jeffries. We're chatting with Kim Doss, Lamont Lovett, Sean Elliott, Choya High School. Ryan Hansen joins us.
Anytime you guys want me on, let me know. I love your show. Thank you for all the hard work. You guys do an amazing job. We're extremely fortunate to have you in Southern Arizona.
DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
This is Bart Winkler with a Sports Minute. Shedeur Sanders will be getting the start for the Browns tonight in their preseason debut. A cool moment for a guy who's worked his whole life for it, so why is everyone being so weird about it? We don't need the morning show debates about is this preseason game make or break. We don't need to wonder if the Browns are setting him up to fail. Sometimes people are distractions. Shedeur hasn't been this camp. The obsession over him is the distraction. Good luck tonight, kid. I'm Bart Winkler.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of select Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil in-store or online.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show for this week, 520-848-1290 is the final chance for you to get in on the program today if you would like to. We'll be back with you next week. Full shows all next week. And as we get you set for football, leading into 3 weeks. 3 weeks from tomorrow is the first football game of the season for your Arizona Wildcats. Looking forward to that. They'll practice again tomorrow night. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully the offense starts to get better as we move forward in this training camp. We'll talk a bit more about that. Right now, time for our Desert Diamond Casino replay. It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook. It is Arizona's best bet. Kelly Pierce, the soccer coach at South Point Catholic, passed away tragically a week ago tonight from a cardiac event, and they are going to have a memorial service for her tomorrow. It'll be at the South Point Catholic Gymnasium. It will begin at 4 p.m. In lieu of flowers, the family invites you to donate to the GoFundMe account for Kelly's younger sons. She has 2 sons that are still of lower age, Brady and Camden, and so they invite you to donate to their future there. And we obviously talked to Amy Spader earlier in the week, and she said they'd already gone 3 times past their goal. The initial goal was $10,000, and they'd already gone to $30,000. I'll update you on where that is. We had an opportunity to spend some time this past week with one of the young ladies who played for Kelly Pierce at South Point Catholic High School. Her name's Odessa Baratieri. She plays some college soccer now down in Louisiana, and she shadowed us here at Wildcats Radio 1290 last Friday, and she was with us today out at the football practice to cover the University of Arizona. And afterwards, we sat down and chatted a little bit about her relationship with Kelly Pierce. All right, we're back with Odessa Baratieri from South Point Catholic Soccer. She was with us last Friday in studio, shadowing us. She's playing some college soccer down in Louisiana right now. And Odessa, it's tragic. We were in studio last week talking about your high school coach, Kelly Pierce, and the influence she had on you. And then that night, Kelly passed away. What's this last week been like for your South Point Catholic soccer family?
I mean, it's just been a total shock. I mean, hearing, I was actually in the gym when one of my old teammates called me and told me the news, and I genuinely, I did not believe it. And it's just been crazy, like reconnecting with my old teammates. I was back at South Point for a memorial event that happened, and, it's been very surreal just because she was such a, important coach to me and my soccer career. And it's just kind of, my old teammates and I have just been focusing on kind of supporting each other, being close, and being there for the ones who were actively still playing under her for South Point. So yeah, it's been a very interesting and surreal week for sure.
What are some of the memories that you all have been sharing about Kelly?
I was actually thinking about this earlier today, but I'd say one of my biggest memories is my junior year, the night before, or the night of the state championship game. We were sitting in the dungeon at South Point, and every year she would surprise us. This was my junior year, and she would have our parents write us letters, and she didn't tell us. And then right before the game, when we were sitting in the dungeon to go out for warm-up, she would read them off to us. And I just remember her reading it off, and in the letter my mom had brought up, stuff about my dad, and me and Kelly had both lost our dads. And I just remember her starting to tear up, and obviously it made me start to tear up. And she was just reading the letter, and she and I feel like we connected on a very different wavelength that night. We had already been super close throughout the season, but and then going out into the game, there was a saying that my mom had left in the letter that my dad would always say. He would always say, go burn their playhouse down before going into a game. And so after that, I remember right before the starting lineup went out and we were getting hyped up, whatever, she pulled me aside and she was like, come on, Odessa, go burn their playhouse down. And she patted me on the back, and then, I went out to play. And I think that was just a really special moment. And I have a million special moments like that, but she and I just really connected on a lot of different ways, and she was so personal with each and every one of her players, and I was so blessed that she treated me the way that she did. my whole junior year and into, playing for her for the FC Tucson women's team over the summer and then into my senior year as well.
Was she a different coach, high school versus the summer side?
I would say a little bit, yeah. I think it was a different team because at the time the women's team was a lot of older girls, whereas last year and the year before it's been mostly college age players. But when I was playing, I was 16 playing with post-college girls, 30-year-olds, some parents and moms. And so I think a lot of the girls she was more on a friend level with. And so I think just seeing the way she coached a little bit differently, obviously the age difference was huge, but she still treated me, the same way she did with soccer. And I feel like she even treated me a little bit more like an adult when I was on that team, which I really I appreciated that. And I think it helped me grow a lot because I was playing against post-college age girls, and that was way different from South Point. But yeah, it was just, she did also do a lot of the similar drills and stuff though from South Point. They carried over into the women's team, which I thought was funny because I was like, oh, I know how to do this. I do it all the time. So yeah, but in both settings, she was just such a driven and amazing coach. So.
What memory do you want to carry into your season now of her and honor her when you're out there on the pitch?
I think just the drive and holding myself accountable. I think that was something she really preached to our team, is always hold yourself accountable and hold your teammates accountable. And whether, you're a freshman or you're a senior and a captain, a freshman is allowed to call out somebody if they're not, stepping up just as much as a senior is allowed to call out somebody. And I think that was something she was really big on. And if you made a mistake, you need to hold yourself accountable, but you also need to shake it off and just move on to the next. And I think she really helped me with that, and she helped me get my confidence back because she just stressed that so much. And I really do want to carry that over into anytime I'm playing, and even just in school and life and everything. Just, hold myself accountable for my mistakes, but then move on and focus on getting better.
Will you have any visual honoring of her initials on your shoes or anything like that, do you think?
I mean, I have endless pictures of her, in my room and everything, with pictures with her. And there was a tradition we would do before every game where we would tape our wrists with tape, and then we just write who we were playing for. So I've done that, for forever since I've graduated. But I definitely, my next games, I want to obviously honor her and, save a spot for her on that tape.
So. Odessa, thank you.
Thank you.
That's Odessa Baratieri, who played at South Point Catholic and as well as with the FC Tucson women, played for Kelly Pierce, who passed away last Friday. Again, there'll be a memorial for her service tomorrow at South Point Catholic in the gymnasium, and that will begin at 4 p.m. Everyone that knew or was touched by Kelly is encouraged to come and celebrate her life at that event tomorrow. We were talking about the GoFundMe account. It's www.gofundme. It's called Kelly Pierce's Legacy, Nurturing Her Sons. That's the name of the GoFundMe. The initial goal was $10,000. Earlier in the week when we chatted with Amy Spader, it was up to $30,000. It now just passed $46,000. So community definitely coming through for the two youngest sons of Kelly Pierce, who tragically passed away last week. And we will obviously continue to remember Kelly. She was always great. I told the story last week. She was always great with opening up her program to the media. A little bit shy, didn't like to necessarily do interviews, like to shine the spotlight on her players, but was always welcoming when we would come around to talk about her program, which she made so successful over at South Point Catholic, winning 6 state championships. She's going to be in multiple Hall of Fames for sure, posthumously, and deserving for sure as well of that. 520-848-1290. Final chance if you have a memory you want to share about Kelly. We can also obviously continue that into next week as well as we honor her memory moving forward. Don't forget, we will have DK on the Sports Tip for you all next week. And I continue to tell people, don't forget to download our app, the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It is the best place to follow everything that we have going on here with our coverage of Arizona athletics, our coverage of Pima College, which will be, I think they were back this week and started their fall programs. Soccer practice for both the men and the women for Pima College started this week, so we'll be talking to a lot of their players as the seasons get going. Nobody covers the WNBA like we do on this program, giving you sound and reaction and play-by-play of all the games involving your Phoenix Mercury and hitting on the hot topics of that league. We will continue to do that, and we're looking forward, obviously, to the high school football season that is coming up. We hope to be out for our It's Almost Friday night broadcasts again this year at high schools around southern Arizona, highlighting our prep athletes as well on that plane. So still a lot of fun stuff coming up as we head into the fall. And again, we've got a new website, wildcatsradio1290.com. So please check that out as well as we move forward. J-Dub, any final thoughts on this week as we head into the weekend?
Football season's here, my friend, and it's that gridiron time again. I know we've talked a lot of WNBA this week, but I think it was just to maybe get it out of our system because I don't think we're allowed to talk about anything but football in a couple more weeks from now. So
that is true.
I won't be up there to see Patrick Mahomes tomorrow, but I hope the Cardinals get a good workout in, and I really am hoping that this is the season that they can turn the corner. Not a Cardinals fan, but the state is always better when the NFL team is successful. So go get him, Kyler.
There you go. Go get him, Kyler. We'll give you the reaction on that coming up on Monday. For JW Madden, for Dragon Ball, for cricket as well, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight and for this week. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you Monday, 3 o'clock right here, DK on the Sports Tip. You are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We're going to have overnight road work over the weekend here with intermittent lane closures occurring on east and westbound I-10 west of Marana Road. This begins at 10 p.m. on Saturday and goes through 10 a.m. on Sunday. In addition, the frontage roads will be intermittently closed in both directions west of Marana with expected 15-minute intervals. For your weather, we're currently at about 104 degrees now, continuing to go ahead and cool down, getting to about 94 again at 9 p.m. I'm Dragon Ball through Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-951-4279 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-951-4279. That's 800-951-4279. What do you have to lose? Call 800-951-4279. Again, 800-951-4279.
Don't miss out on any of the action as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
But again, Caleb Love now taking over the game.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats Athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order, couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
The countdown to Arizona football is on.
Fires the pass towards the back corner. Touchdown, Arizona. It was Hunter. Yeah, Chris Hunter.
When Chris Hunter and the Cats take the field on August 30th, you'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The best place to get all the news and highlights of your Arizona Wildcats.
Steps left, fires a three, drains a three. Their biggest lead of the game.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.